Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be changed. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai.
Hebrew Israelites, Kwam Yashala.
It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ, in Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kinda odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't be.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
Thank you for joining us. We are here live at 8524 South Braeswood, Houston, Texas, 77071. Our class days are Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Monday and Wednesdays from 7 to 10 p.m. and Fridays from 6 to 9 p.m. And Saturday morning Sabbath classes are held from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or whenever questions are all answered. All right, so if you're in the Houston metropolitan area, please feel free, drop on by. We got plenty of seats available for you. All right, bring the children too. All right, as far as San Antonio and Albuquerque, if you want classes out there, please hit us up and we'll get you the address and the time and the location. All right, so for the announcements this week, we just celebrated the, that was last week.
We celebrated the Feast of Trumpets.
The Feast of Trumpets.
Right.
All right.
So on Monday, we have the Day of Atonement. All right, so that's going to start Monday at sundown, the 17th at sundown until Tuesday. It's 24 hours, fasting, no food, no water, what you would call a dry fast. All right, and what we're going to do Monday, we're going to have a class on the Day of Atonement. The sister out in Philly requested that we, if possible, do classes for the feast days or on the feast day, so perfect. Class falls on this feast day, we'll all be there, or on this high holy day, excuse me. So we're gonna have a class prepared going over fasting and the Day of Atonement for Monday.
All right, and as well, we have a business set up in First Colony Mall. The brothers have an oil business at First Colony Mall. The address is 16535 Southwest Freeway, Sugar Land, Texas. All right, it's the business is called American Eastern Oils. All right, we're located right in front of Victoria's Secret. We have the latest fragrances for men, women, the natural essential oils as well, your aromatherapeutic and medicinal oils as well, bath bombs, skin creams, soaps, all that good jazz. All right, so feel free, drop on by, get you a nice fragrance. All right, I had already explained our class days. If you're in San Antonio and you want some class out there, please hit us up and that'll be announced. All right, the kids class is every Sunday, and the time now is from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. All right, you may, however, watch the pre-recorded kids classes on our ISBHBK Kids channel. All right. You can watch all our live classes on the what is it, Kazakh?
No, it's ISBHPK. So we updated that, so our live class is where you are right now. It's under ISBHPK. So make sure y'all share that link, share the YouTube page, share the videos on that page. For now, our other account, our main primary account, has been shut down as far as live streaming. So stay subscribed to it because we will post. We can still post videos there. So what we're going to do is download class and then post it to that channel so we have it on both channels. So stay subscribed, share both channels, and we'll do it like that.
Right. And all right.
Like ghosts.
You should what?
Should I take this off? Go ahead.
And our cable show, our ISBHP cable show, is going to be every Saturday from 8:30 p.m. on Comcast, local channel 17, or streamed live at hmstv.org. All right. We also have Blog Talk Radio. Our Blog Talk Radio, it's blogtalkradio.com/Mashaba, MASHAHBA, and that is held every Monday through Friday at 9:30. You definitely want to get that morning breakfast in of the scriptures, of that spiritual food. Start your day off right, and it'll end right. All right? If you want headbands, fringed out shirts, fringed out pants, the armbands and headbands and all that good jazz, sisters are taking back orders on Facebook, and that's under Israelwear. All right? On Facebook, it's under Israelwear. All right? If you have any questions, you can reach the teachers. During class, it's a text only. You can reach Priest Quatazap at 303-557-8979, or you can reach Priest Kazakia at 281-707-2737. All right. Again, during class hours, it's a text only. But after class, if you want, hit them up. All right. Or you can email your questions or your concerns at isbhbk@isbhbk.org. All right. If you have any donations, any monetary donations, because money is a defense. All right. That's what keeps the lights on in the building. That's what pays for the internet, so we can stream to you guys live. And that's basically, like I said, that's what pays for the building. So money is a defense. All right. So if you want to give, and the water for the brothers and sisters that have given. All right. But if you have extra and you want to give it for the good cause of the rent and the electricity and stuff like that, we're going to hit you with the Wells Fargo account down at the bottom of the screen, or we will hit you with the Google wallet at isbhbk@gmail.com. All right. So if you want to give some monetary donations, it will be accepted. All right. If you have any cars, used cars, because the camp could always use a good vehicle. The brother stressed on that last week. We have like brothers and sisters around the different states want us to travel there and teach the word and pass out literature and stuff like that. And sometimes if you have 5 or 6 brothers, they can't cram them together in one car and then take in 2 cars. That's a large consumption of money. But if you have a nice sized vehicle like a van or a good truck that you want to donate to the ISBHBK, please, we'll take it. You know what I mean? If you have any books, dictionaries, apocryphas, encyclopedias, really good encyclopedias of Funk and Wagner, their editions and their volumes are really good. The older, the better. All right. If you have any thesauruses, there was a brother, he gave a box full of apocryphas. That's always being put to good use because we got brothers and sisters. When they come into class, they don't necessarily have the tools necessary to be pay attention in class. So we provide that for them. So it's always getting put to good use. All right. So that you can always give. You can never give enough of those. All right. And with that, we are going to start it up with questions, right?
Yeah, and real quick, I just wanted to say something about the cable show. We put out our first cable show on the tribe of Issachar. That's on our other page. We're going to get it uploaded to this page too. But just so y'all know, we put out our first cable show about a week ago, talking about the tribe of Issachar being part of the 12 tribes of Israel. A lot of in-depth information. It's about a 2-hour class. It goes in. Brothers put in a lot of hard work, a lot of study time, that's an everyday thing anyway. So go ahead and make sure y'all liking that, sharing that video, friends, family, on your social media networks. Get that video out. We got another one coming up. Just trying to get it edited. The editing process is what takes. Listen, it takes like 30 minutes to edit 5 minutes of video. So you can only imagine a 2-hour video. It's a lot of time and a lot of work to edit. So that's all we're doing. We got the videos recorded. We got the classes. We're just trying to edit everything. That way, when we put it out there, it's good quality for the viewing, for the viewers. So we just ask, be patient with us. We'll and we're gonna bring those videos to you, those classes. Yeah, if there's any questions in class, now's the time. Any questions online? Now is the time. What's up, brother?
Maybe about 2 months ago, I watched a video on Solomon and Adam being Christ.
Okay.
And when I read in Proverbs 8, where it's speaking about wisdom, like around verse 22 on down.
Right.
That's Solomon talking about himself, or is that he talking about wisdom?
Proverbs 8 and verse 22. Read that.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 22. The Lord possessed me in the beginning of his way.
Right.
Before his work of old, I was set up from everlasting.
Right.
From the beginning, or ever the earth was. When there was no depth, I was brought forth. When there were no fountains abounding with water, before the mountains were set, before the hills, I was brought forth. Continue.
Good question. Hold that. We're gonna hold that question. I think we went over. this. Well, hold on to that because we got some.
That's a T-bone steak.
Yeah, we got something. Yeah, that's a lot of thickness there. That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat, and that's a lot of scriptures to go into.
Yeah, but I was reading and that just caught me.
Yeah, but as far as what though? What aspect?
If that was him kind of hinting on something, or if that's specifically talking about just wisdom.
Well, let's talk about it's. Let's hold on. Let's hold it.
I got you.
Let's hold it. Watch. I mean, when you read the chapter, I'll say this: when you read the chapter is referring to wisdom.
Yeah, at the beginning.
When you start at verse 8, chapter 8 and verse 1, doeth not wisdom cry and understanding put forth her voice. So the chapter is speaking about wisdom, but then there's some transitions in there where it refers to Christ in some aspect, things like that. So, it's a lot of different precepts to put with it. But when we go through the Genesis breakdown, when we go through the Genesis breakdown, this is one of the scriptures we pull in the beginning of the breakdown to show that Christ was in the beginning. When you go to John 1 verse 1, go there real quick. When you go to St. John chapter 1 verse 1, it lets you know that Yahweh Shai was in the beginning with the Father. And yes, wisdom was there too. It tells you that through wisdom the world was created. Right? When you read through like Wisdom of Solomon, and it tells you. So these things had to been here. But read that real quick. John 1 and 1.
St. John chapter 1 and verse 1.
Right.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God.
Right. So we know the Word as being Yahweh Shai, right? Go ahead.
And the Word was God.
And the Word was power. The Word itself, Yahweh Shai himself, wasn't the Most High. It's just saying that the Word was power. or the word had power. Go ahead.
Verse 2. The same was in the beginning with the Most High, or with God.
You see that? Go ahead.
All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
Right. So, you know, who was set up from everlasting? Yahweh Shai. Well, wisdom was also there. Wisdom had to be there. Because it says wisdom is the worker of all things. And without wisdom, nothing can consist.
So, just one more question.
No, you're good. What's up?
And I'll be done.
No, you good. What's up?
In Genesis
Uh-huh.
chapter 1, the first time it speaks of light, that's talking about wisdom, correct?
Well,
Because
when it says let there be light,
when you go down a little further, it's speaking of another light.
where you at?
Like the verse 5, it talks about, you know, the light's called day, and then the darkness called night. But then
Right.
you go down to verse like 13, 14, it's talking about lights again.
13. Well, see, when you read Genesis chapter 1 verse 3.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 3.
Right?
And God said, let there be light.
And this is a whole, like, you can get this in the Genesis breakdown. We can send it to you. We did a whole 3-part on the breakdown of Genesis, and you got to remember that Genesis is written with a lot of symbolism. It's heavy symbolism.
You know,
But
you know the title of that video?
yeah, it's like Genesis in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it in one of my texts. But you know, when you break this down, even when you break it down from verse 2, read verse 2.
Genesis chapter 1 and verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep.
Right.
And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters.
Right. When it said the Spirit of the Most High moved upon the face of the waters, it's talking about the elements being heated up. When you have movement, you get friction, you get, what do you get? You get heat, you get light. He said, let there be light. Now, what light? We know the sun, the moon, the stars weren't created yet. That's when you get down into Genesis chapter 1, verse 13.
Yeah.
So there was a light that was being emanated from this friction, this movement that the angels were causing. When they were moving on the elements, they created this light. Then when you get down into chapter 1, verse 14, he said, and God said, let there be lights. That was literally, let there be lights. It was talking about sun, moon, stars. Yeah, so it's not referring to wisdom as like some symbolic thing here in this chapter, but we do know in other instances the light is symbolic for the wisdom. But here, this is showing you like literal creation. Yeah, and so, you know, a good video to watch would be that Genesis, because you'll get it right from the beginning, and then you'll see how we progress right through all the precepts to show.
Right. Okay.
You get that? So yeah, we'll get you that video. And you could actually, what you can do, you could throw that in the chat just for everybody else. It's we did a 3-parter on that, right? 3-parter.
We've done that a few times.
We did it a few times, yeah. But the most recent one was like more. What we're trying to do, even though we do our old classes over, we try to get more in depth.
I may have watched one of those, because I remember in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in the beginning. Yeah. So we try to get all, like, now what we're trying to do is get all the scriptures on all the topics when we do them. That way it's like, okay, this is, boom, that's the one. Not saying that any of the other ones are wrong. It's just that as we increase in knowledge, you're like, oh, this scripture goes there. We could add this precept. We could add this precept. So, yeah, put that video in there. We're looking better. We're not transparent. Nice. Anything else? Yeah, we were looking see-through. Shouldn't have wore blue.
It's called angelic.
It's called. We were looking angelic. God.
Beautiful.
Celestial.
Celestial, right? Any other? I wish I felt like a celestial body right now. I feel like a mere mortal. Any other questions? Yeah, man. Hey. I mean, It's all good. If y'all, I know that a lot of you online are new or getting back to us on this new channel. They got questions, man. Shoot them out. Please make sure that y'all are liking and sharing. Share the YouTube page, not just the link to the classes, but share the actual YouTube page. That way we can give back some of our viewers. YouTube they're so scummy. They're so garbage, man, with their policies. They don't want you to speak out against anything that they deem offensive. So he said that he was yeah. I mean, we could go into the topic. What's that?
One more question.
No, what's up?
About what you just said.
You got it. What's up?
What's the scripture is that where it talks about if you are of the world, they'll love you.
St. John, yeah.
But if you of the Most High, they'll hate you.
No, they hated me. If the world hates you, no, they hated me first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St. John.
And it says something about the world love their own or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get it right now. While Ariel finds that.
St. John 15 and 18.
15 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It says what am I typing in to get the class stream through my TV? None of the accounts are showing live.
That's weird.
Yeah, I mean if you're on your TV, I mean you should be able to just type in ISBHBK, right?
Yeah. You should just be able to type in ISBHBK.
Or you might have to.
And it should pop up, because remember, we got a few channels. So we got the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. It's all spelled out.
Right.
That's our original channel. And then we got this one right here, ISBHPK. But if you type ISBHPK in there, it should just pop up.
It should pop up, all capitals, and it's a lion with a black background. I got one. I got a long one. Look at my back and the side. Just move that little it's right in the side where the bag is. What is the Most High God's signature, if any? Dave Rogers, can you reword that question? I'm not getting it. I'm not understanding what's your question. What do you mean by the Most High God's signature? If you can reword that for us, please, sir.
And for brothers and sisters on Facebook, if y'all got any questions, we are on Facebook Live, right? Okay, so for y'all on there, this is streaming on two things. We got our little program being able to stream through YouTube and Facebook. So we know there's some viewers on there. If y'all got questions, you can shoot us questions. Somebody got to go to Facebook though and be able to take those questions. What time are you going to questions to 7? Okay. So yeah, we're doing questions. We're trying to open it up for y'all. If y'all do have any, questions, basic questions. Remember always all these questions that we touch over. We kind of, when you do ask a question, we kind of hit it with a few scriptures as opposed to hitting it with a full class. So keep that in mind. A lot of these questions we touch over, they can be going into with a lot more scriptures. So remember that. And we do that, just like Quathazab was saying earlier. we do touch these, a lot of questions that y'all have. We touched on them in their entirety. So did Dave hit you back yet? Real quick here. Okay. All right, you got to hit us back on that. We're trying to understand what you mean by his signature, the Most High's signature. So hit us back on that. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions on there besides Dave? No? All right, well, we need to go into the class then. We'll give y'all a few more seconds. We just try to give y'all the opportunity to go into to whatever questions y'all have. But if y'all don't have any questions, we got to get this class up. That's why I hate putting the title in there, because when they see the title, yeah, people get scared and run.
I don't want to watch that.
I don't want to watch that.
But they've been on there consistent 12. So.
I mean, I'm not talking about our people that we.
Yeah.
Hear that, baby.
Yeah.
Shrink my yaya. Shrink my legs. Tell you what, though.
So Dave didn't hit back yet? Okay, go ahead and go into class, man. Does anybody have anything else in here?
Live.
No? Okay. All right, let's go into it.
Yeah. So what we're gonna go into today, real good topic. It's the spirit. We're gonna be dealing with the spirit of alcohol, and I want to bring y'all into the effects that it has on the mind, and then show you the scriptures and the way the scriptures talk is funny. The way the Bible talks is how these psychologists try to talk now. The Bible speaks it, and then the psychologists, they come and try to confirm it. And it's like the Bible already said that. How come we just don't follow the scriptures? Right? We're really just going into the history of alcohol and showing what did it do, what was it created for? And really, when brothers and sisters have a problem with alcohol, they deem it now alcohol disorder. Right? It's going to show you how alcohol is this, it's really a spirit of confusion when you let it consume you. So check this out. Go to, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give y'all a little information. You can take notes, or you can find this you can go online to the word etymology, right? Wordetymology.com, and you just type in the word alcohol. Okay, so I'm going to just do some quick reading on that. So it says alcohol. So back in the 1540s, the word alcohol referred to something totally different from what we know it as today. So alcohol was a fine powder produced by sublimation. Now sublimation is basically the fermentation process. Fermentation is the process or the alchemy process when you pull the essence of something out, or if you take something from a solid to a gas.
Can I say this on what you were saying before you jump in? You already jumped in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
toes are in there.
we a lot of these classes, you brothers and sisters online that constantly watch us, a lot of these classes come from what brothers and sisters we get in the school. And like we went over the other day about the power, many men have gone out of their wits. We had to go over a lot of these topics because you get a lot of brothers and sisters that come into the school with these problems. They're drunks, and the only way they survive is by drinking daily or having some influence on them daily to make it through life. So this might be a no-brainer for some of y'all. Y'all might get that. Y'all might understand, okay, don't let this have power over you. But there's some brothers, man, that they wake up to the wine.
Oh, yeah.
They be at work it be pouring through their pores.
It comes through the pores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember, if you got this, well, then this class is for you to be able to have to give to other brothers and sisters when you get in that position. So, you know, it don't necessarily have to be your problem all the time for you to be enthusiastic about the knowledge. You know, you got to be enthusiastic because you'll be able to use this to teach others. That's what it's all about. So it don't necessarily have to hit home with you like, well, I'm not a drunk, so this don't apply to me. Well, but to that next brother next to you that smell like damn liquor, he needs help. Yeah. So it's these things to educate us, man, and to wake up our people and help our brothers. So you get a lot of these topics we're going to go over, and it be brothers that walk in the door. It be brothers that be here on the low acting like they ain't drunks, and we be like, bro, why you always smell like liquor or beer?
Even the ones that don't know that they have a problem. Some brothers don't think it's a problem that, oh, I drink 3-4 beers every night. Well, I don't get drunk off of it. I'm not ruining anything off of it, but they're not understanding that that's a problem, because what are you relying on? What is it that you're putting your comfort in? Why do you drink 3-4 beers a night? Well, I gotta relax. Okay, well, why not relax with some reading? Right. Some light reading and get your spirit right. Why relax with the alcoholic beverage that after a while, all it's gonna do is just rip your kidneys apart, rip your liver apart, and it puts you in this delusional trance that, yeah, I don't have a problem. I'm good. I don't need the liquor, but your body slowly built up this tolerance for it. That's what that was.
Dependency.
A dependence. You built up a tolerance and a dependency for it.
Yeah.
But then also, if you track back a man's doings and dwellings, you'll see, wait a minute. Well, you know, you drank your 4 or 5 beers a night, and then when your wife came to you to counsel, you weren't able to give her correct counsel. Or it turned into an argument. Everything happened in some volatile way that it shouldn't have, because why? Your mind was drowned with liquor.
Right.
4 or 5 beers, you know.
And don't be fooled with the title. The title is, you know, they got up there, Why Christians Don't Drink. You know, that's to show 2 things we're going to go into this class. Showing that it is lawful to drink.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's say that from the door. But there's a lot of Christians that are so-called believers in the Bible that think it's wicked to drink liquor. They think you're doing something wrong by drinking.
Right.
You know?
And I think a lot of them, that thought process comes because they know the effects of alcohol.
You know
not
what?
used right.
Dang,
What's up?
I just remembered a sister hit me up from the feast, and I'm not gonna say her name, but she was like, "Man, I feel bad." I'm like, "Why?" She said, "Because we were drinking alcohol," and I'm like,
"You're supposed to."
Dude, sis. So you know, I didn't go in depth. I just hit her with one scripture about Christ. They called him a wine bibber. Yep. You know, so just showing her no, sis, it's okay to drink. Actually, I sent her a few scriptures. Think about it. You know, the thing is that's, you know, you sit there and you're thinking, oh man, these cats are doing wicked.
What? Because
why?
Because
I was taught that drinking was wicked. Yeah.
But why?
And they don't understand, like, the Most High gave that to us really to be married.
Right.
Like, you know, when Christ went to the wedding.
Right.
What did he do? You know, he gave them wine to drink.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, right. But see, and you know, and we're gonna touch on that part.
Hit all that. But it's the outlook. What it is this.
Yeah.
For so long, I've seen people misuse something.
Right.
So it's bad. So now the stigma on alcohol is that as soon as you put that, like the Muslims believe this, if you put the bottle to your lips, you sin. If a drop of
but you can smoke a cigarette.
Well, you can eat shrimp.
You can smoke a cigarette.
You can eat
That Muslims be smoking cigarettes, like
hookah.
Like
yeah.
They be on those cigarettes, man.
Yeah, you can hit hookah and eat shrimp, but if the liquor touches the little small crack in your lip, all of a sudden you're a sinner.
You're an infidel.
You're an infidel. So, but why? Because one thing about liquor is that it's powerful. It's powerful. We're gonna get into it. It's powerful, and you know it is a spirit. It's a spirit that you're consuming. that if you're not strong to know my limits and my moderation, guess what that spirit is going to do? It's going to consume you.
Yeah.
You know, the Arabics call liquor the body-consuming spirit. That's what they call it. When you go through their word etymologies, and the thing with that, they don't have a lot of etymologies for their words. You can't go online and just find like a whole dictionary of Arabic etymology. But the word alcohol does come from the Arabic word. It's an Arabic word. It's al. It's two words. It's alcohol. So I'm gonna go back into this little definition, and this is important because then we get to understand the beginnings of. It's important to understand the beginnings of something, and we know that alcohol didn't. I'm not saying that it originated in the Arabic countries. We had it in the Bible. It's just when you look up this etymology of the way we use the word today. Okay. So where are we at? It says, let's see. So in the 1540s, alcohol was known as a substance that when they took a solid to a gas, there was a type of a resin when they fermented whatever, they were able. The women took it and darkened around their eyes for makeup. So that was in the 1540s. That's how that word was used. It was used to stain or to darken. So I want y'all to think about that.
And you're talking about the word alcohol.
The word alcohol, the etymology. I'm going from how the word was used to how we use it today.
Right.
So the Arabics used it as to stain or to darken something.
Right, but we know in Hebrew that that's not the word we use in
That's
Hebrew.
not the word we use it, and I couldn't find it. We know we use yayan as
the
the word, but you know, there's no etymology showing like yayan to alcohol.
Right, they're not going to tell you Hebrew.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you Hebrew. That's the thing. They don't tell you Hebrew. And especially, they only show you the new Yiddish Hebrew, which has no etymology. It's just a bunch of things smashed together.
You know, bringing it out is now you can see their outlook and perspective on what they think about alcohol.
What they think, and that's what it's about. When you look at this etymology of the word, you're like, now I get why Muslims don't drink.
Right.
Why they think that it's a super sin, but the etymology don't mean that alcohol is wicked.
Right.
That's just the connotation they put. Because we know,
very important to have to say.
Yeah,
that.
You got to say disclaimer.
Right.
We've been disclaiming a lot lately. We got to just put like a So that was the 1540s, right? Now when we go down, it says Paracelsus, who is a Swiss physician and alchemist. So the word alcohol in Arabic came from the Arabic alchemy. These alchemists, you know, they were doing this process of turning metals into gold and getting the essence. That's what you do. You get the essence of the metal, right? Now, fermentation is the same thing. When you ferment fruit, you get the essence of the fruit. You ever see a person make not hooch? What's the one that's illegal? Moonshine. When they make moonshine.
So there's a difference between hooch and moonshine.
Moonshine's illegal. Hooch is, I don't think hooch. Moonshine is like.
It's really the same.
Is it the same?
Yeah, because
Okay. Hooch is just in the jails?
It's just a different name for it.
Different name? Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I know that
But
the process.
They make hooch in jail.
They make hooch in jail.
That's a jail word.
That's the jail name. Esau's word is moonshine. You know.
Moonshine.
But moonshine, I know one thing about moonshine. The first few ounces of moonshine is undrinkable. It's so pure, they say it'll kill you. When they ferment and do what they do their process, you gotta do like a runoff of the first couple of ounces because they say you drink that, you'll die. It's too pure.
Right, but this ain't jail moonshine.
This ain't jail. This is
real.
like Esau setting up like.
Because I'm sure in jail they drinking the first.
They drinking the first
drop.
everything, but no, this moonshine is the one where you go to jail.
Right.
They build a whole encampment in the woods. They use like $1,000 worth of supply, and then one jar equals $1,000. 1 gallon of moonshine, $1,000, $500. It's so clear. It's clearer than water. When they hold it up, you're like, damn, that looks like crystal clear. Yeah, it's expensive, but what you're doing is just getting that fermentation. You're getting that fermentation. You're getting the essence of the materials that you're using to make the moonshine or even liquor, whatever it is. So they call it the spirit. That's why you get the word spirits and alcohol. Because you're taking the spirit of whatever you use
Wow.
to make that alcohol to make it so concentrated. That's why they call it spirits. Okay? So I'm going to go back here real quick. So it says Paracelsus was a Swiss physician, alchemist, astrologer of the German Renaissance. It says in about the 1493 to 1541, says he used the word, let's see here, used the word to refer to fine powder, but also a volatile liquid. So we know they use it for that fine powder that came off when they did their alchemy process, but then they use alcohol for any volatile liquid. So when they made their liquor, and they got their fermentation, and they got that purity from whatever they used to ferment back then, fruits, hops, whatever they used. But they did it, the liquor was volatile when you drank it, right? It says volatile liquid, including liquids, intoxicating ingredients in strong liquor. Okay, is first recorded in 1753, short for alcohol or wine. Oh, alcohol of wine, which was extended to the intoxicating element in fermented liquors. So then now we see this word is going from basically makeup, because in Arabic, alcohol is referred to as makeup. Okay, and then there's other words that stem off of that word alcohol. You got al-kul, you got al-gul. Now we know, what does the word gul mean?
Like a monster?
Gul, yeah. It was basically a body-eating demon, or a body-eating spirit. Demonic spirit, right? And I didn't go deep into that only because, you know, when you're looking up a lot of things online, I wanted to make sure I was able to verify everything that I'm saying, and that etymology of the word going that way, there was not too many things to verify that teaching that they have online. But this is straight from the word etymology online, so not to reach or to put things out there that ain't
right.
Let's see here. The word was extended in 1850 to the class of compounds of the same type as this. The word alcohol has its roots in the East, derived from the Arabic word alcohol, which is kohol. Let's see here. Similarly, the essence or distilled product of fermented liquid came to be called alcohol from the word alcohol. Another term for alcohol is aqua vitae, meaning water life, or living water, or water with spirit.
Can you spell that word?
Which one?
Aqua vitae, you said?
Aqua vitae.
Aqua vitae.
Yeah, it's like Spanish. So it says another term for alcohol is aqua vitae, meaning water life, or living water with spirit. Now let's go into alcohol a little bit. Let's get deep in here real quick.
Right, man.
It's a lot of info, but we're gonna see.
This is beautiful, though.
You know what? It is, and I like doing the topic because it really opened my mind. And then when I look back at my own self, and I was like, wow, now I know why I feel the way I feel when I drink. Especially if you overdrink. If you overdo it, you're like, wow, there's a confusion here. There's something about alcohol that, if not used the right way, it throws you in this mid-limbo of whether I do or I don't. Do I act or do I not? I'm depressed, but I'm hype.
Yeah.
You ever drink too much and it's like, think about it. Think about the person that overdrinks, gets super drunk, they're turned all the way up. 1 minute, turn down for what?
Yeah.
10 seconds later, they sit down and they pass the hell out, drooling and peeing on themselves. Because alcohol is a stimulant and a depressant. That right there is confusion. That right there is, how can you be stimulated and depressed at the same time? Through the same substance. Think about that. Why do you think people were dying when they first made Four Locos? When they first put Four Locos on the market, y'all remember Four Locos, right? When they were super stronger than what they are now, and they made it was a damn alcoholic energy drink. Like, bruh, people died off of those.
They put caffeine in.
They put caffeine. Yeah, you put caffeine with alcohol.
Caffeine or caffeine?
Caffeine.
Caffeine.
Yeah, but I'm talking about alcohol was already a stimulant, but it's also a depressant. So it's an indirect stimulant, which means that it affects your thought process, your speech, your movements get slowed down, and the more you drink, the more of the effects you feel. It's like this. Perfect example is this. You drink, you get hype, right? You get turned up, turned down for what? Party, 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 shot, 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 right? You get hype. So it's stimulating you outwardly. The spirit water, right, is quickening you in the physical. But guess what's happening? Guess what's being depressed? The 5 senses, the 5 operations. Those are being depressed indirectly. You don't realize it because you're like, well, the more I drink, the better I feel. But the more you drink, the slower you get. The more your motor functions go down. The more slower you get in your thought process. So we're seeing that alcohol indirectly affects a man's thoughts and the process of thinking and the way he moves. It also lowers your inhibitions. You know what inhibitions are? Your inhibitions are when, to be honest, your inhibitions are it's your morality. Inhibitions, or inhibitors. Inhibit, yeah, it lowers your inhibitors. So my inhibitors tell me this. If somebody comes to me yelling and screaming, my inhibitor is what? No, listen. If somebody comes to me yelling and screaming, what is my inhibitor?
Wisdom.
A soft answer turn away much wrath.
Right.
Wisdom.
Right.
It inhibits you from acting out. Right? But now if my inhibitors have been lowered, somebody comes to me yelling and screaming, and I'm going to yell back. Yeah, I'm going to smack them, yell back. Why do you think when people are on the liquor? First of all, the scriptures say rebuke not a man at the wine. Right? Why? Because all it's going to be is, nigga, why are you yelling at me? I'm drunk. His inhibitors are lowered. So his respect level is not going to be there. We're going to get into the scriptures. I'm just kind of warming up a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm warming up to show you how it's going, but your inhibitors. And I want everybody to think about yourself when you drink and how loose you get. Niggas get loose, man. You get loose in your thinking, but you also get loose in your action. You get loose in your body function. That's why you start swaying and you start mumbling, right? Because your inhibitors are lowered and your thought process has been compromised. Your motor functions. It affects the parts of the brain, the cerebral, right? The medulla. It affects all these parts of the brain that you're like, I'm just having a good time. What the hell you mean? Yeah, until you sleep with the wrong person. You wake up, think about how many people get faded, blacked out drunk, wake up with some stranger in their bed. Like, how the hell did that happen? Well, your inhibitors, your morality has been compromised by this drink. Because what it did, it told you party all the time, but then it slowed you down to think like, yeah, I shouldn't bang her. I shouldn't sleep with that because I don't even know her. Because what it does too, I'm going to show you this. Alcohol stimulates you sexually, but it also destroys your sexual performance. Think about that. Think about how can something stimulate you, but then inhibit you at the same time. That is confusion. It's a confusion, but only, listen, it says there are things that are created for the righteous, right? And they're turned evil for the wicked. So only the wicked get caught up in the confusion of liquor. Watch, check it out. Go to 1 Ezra. We were here last week dealing with women, right? We were here last week dealing with the women, and the discourse of this chapter was 3 men wanting to go to the king to express to the king what was more stronger, what had the greatest hold on people. Was it wine, women, the king, or the truth? What had the most power? So last week we dealt with the women.
Right.
So we're going to go into the discourse of the wine, and I want y'all to read this and really understand what it's saying about liquor. what it's saying about the wine. Somebody get that. 1 Ezra chapter 3 and verse 17. I really, and what, you know what this does? This gives you, yeah, let them read. This gives you a perfect overview of wine in a whole. This gives you a perfect overview of wine in a whole. I read this, I was like, damn, this is wine. It's strong in a mug. Right. But look at what it does if it's abused. If you have an alcohol of disorder, this is what wine can do. Read. First Ezra 3 and 17. Go ahead.
First Ezra chapter 3.
Make sure you read with power. If you're feeling sick, let somebody else read.
Right. Come, I'm feeling sick.
First Ezra chapter 3 and verse 17.
Yeah.
And he said unto them, declare unto us your mind concerning the writing.
Come on.
Then began the first, who has spoken of the strength of wine.
Go ahead.
And he said thus, O ye men, how exceeding strong is wine.
Yeah, how exceeding strong is it? He's going to explain why. Read on.
Right. Now we got some kids watching. We got kids in here too. But, you know, this is why, you know, this wisdom is supposed to prevent you to start hanging around with your friends and sipping at 16, ditching
school,
and damn drinking.
Drinking parties and ditch parties, and we're going to meet up at Galveston Bay and get faded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what kids do, man. They bring a little, this is how they get through, on top of getting high and pills now.
Yeah.
Sex. You got liquor.
Yeah, you got liquor.
Right.
Which I'm not going to lie, I remember when I was 16, listen, the first time I got drunk as an adult, and I say that because I accidentally got drunk as a kid. You know, grown-ups having a party, not supervised, 3 years old, you grab a cup, you pound it. I ended up in the hospital getting my stomach pumped because I drank that much wine.
Wow.
But it's showing you how strong wine can be.
Right.
So my first experience at 3 was not a good one. Now when I'm older, at 16, I did school, I'm trying to kick it, and then, you know, we drinking the Irk and Jerk, the E&J, the worst liquor you can drink. And bro, that was the worst 2 days of my life because my body couldn't handle that. I wasn't equipped. My mind couldn't handle that. But go ahead, read on.
It causeth all men to err that drink.
Wait, some men.
All men to err that drink.
Because every man is susceptible to the effects of alcohol, no matter what. But it's about your moderation. It's about your level. This is the thing. Unless you're born into the truth and you have like a super gauge, because no man knows his gauge on alcohol until he what? You got to at least go overboard a few times to say, wait a minute, okay, that's my level is 2 beers.
Right.
Or 2 shots. But in going past your level, you're going to make an error. You might make a judgment error. You might speak something foolishly. You might even wing chun a cat in the face. Bam. Bust his mouth. You know? It happens though, but that's why it's letting us know. All men have erred under the wine. So that's first and foremost. Go ahead.
It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child to be all
one. What does it do to your mind?
Make it the mind of a king.
Now the king is supposed to have supreme wisdom.
Right.
The king is the ruler. He's the one that dictates the righteousness of the people.
Right.
Right? He's the one that's supposed to be the top example.
Right.
But what does it say?
It maketh the mind of the king and of the fatherless child.
A fatherless child, someone that's untaught, that don't know anything. It makes their minds now the same. That's the effect of alcohol.
Yeah, the king will get faded. He'll be on the throne.
Yeah.
And he'll go party with the commoners.
Yeah.
It'll bring him down
to this level.
It's not always, not necessarily negative.
It's not bad.
But what it's telling you is that will bring you down to their level. Now, it can be negative.
Because foolishness is bound in the heart of a child.
Right.
And if you're a king that doesn't understand, wait a minute, I can't operate like a child, guess what you're going to be doing? Childish things under the wine. You got a lot of great men. What was their downfall?
Women and wine.
Women and wine.
Yeah.
But you got, I mean, think about it. You watch like a lot of these cop shows, right?
So can we say this once again?
Disclaimer or no?
No disclaimer.
Oh, okay.
Just straight up saying that women ain't unlawful.
They're not unlawful.
And wine ain't unlawful. The
Right.
thing is that now we're understanding that the power it can have over you when all you do is give yourself to it.
Right.
But the scriptures tell us how to drink, how to carry ourselves and maintain ourselves when under, drinking wine.
Drinking wine, yeah.
Drinking liquor. The Bible talks about strong drink.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah. Go ahead, read on.
Of the bondman and of the free man.
Yeah, what it's telling us about liquor is it puts everybody on the same playing field if you let it.
Yeah.
We all stoop down to, you'll have a man stoop down to the level of someone beneath him because the wisdom that was supposed to be in this man that put him on a pedestal, the alcohol done drown that out.
Like you said, his ambitions,
they're lowered.
They're lowered. It's like,
yeah.
Okay, I'm relaxed. You know what?
Chilling.
Let me chill.
Yeah.
Talk with these brothers.
Yeah.
Talk with this sister.
But the negative, because we said it's not always negative. It's not
Yeah.
negative for a man of high stature to say, let me go have a few drinks and deal with common people.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. But when you start getting into the issues and dealing without wisdom, that's the problem. Where the king is supposed to be the judgment of the people, right? He's supposed to be the ruler, the judge. He's supposed to execute sound judgment. But if I'm acting as the commoners, or if I'm acting as the ones without wisdom, that's the problem. Go ahead.
Of the poor man and of the rich.
Read.
It turneth also every thought into jollity.
Into jolty.
Into jolty.
Uh-huh.
And mirth.
Yeah, it makes all the thoughts happy. You going through something, what does the wine do? It takes away those thoughts, right? It makes everything like, damn, I forgot all about that. Right? But that's what? That's only true if you let your mind slip. Think about it. How many times you've been through things and you drank and you didn't forget about your problem completely? Right. Because the wisdom was always like, no, the wine can't overtake my brain. That's when you slip into, now I'm going to just be an alcoholic to drown my problems away.
So basically, like in this verse, it's talking about like when you drinking, occasional drinker, like when you drinking, like with some people or something.
Right, because look at it like this.
Well, let me say this. That verse is telling us, it's just showing us that when drinking wine is going to bring you down to the next man's level. Now, it's either going to, when you put all the other scriptures together, it's either going to be positive or negative. Because there's nothing wrong with, like he said, coming down, to the next man's level, right? But at the same time, are you now fighting like the commoners and like the people with no wisdom? So that's what this is talking about specifically.
Right. But check this out. Read verse 20. Because this is what, see now, I like this little section because it's hitting. And the reason why I'm not going super in depth and breaking down like every word and verse in this, because we're going to do it. This is an overview. This is an overview on liquor. Watch, read verse 20.
It turneth also every thought into jolty.
Read.
And mirth.
Come on.
So that a man remember it, neither sorrow nor death.
Right, so this is what alcohol does. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's making a man's heart merry.
Yeah.
Right? It's making you, it's giving you relief from those thoughts that just beat you down like, damn, I gotta deal with this, I gotta deal with this. It should give you a temporary relief. It shouldn't be the cure. That's when you get into your alcoholism, your alcohol abuse, because now I'm seeing that alcohol makes me forget my thoughts, but then when you start abusing it, you literally go into the abyss. And that's when you get your alcohol disorders. Watch. When we look up that word disorder, y'all gonna get it. Read on.
Verse 21. And it maketh every heart rich, so that a man remember it, neither king nor governor.
Right, so the same way it brings a king down,
right,
liquor brings a man up. He's like, man, I feel great. What they call it? Liquid courage. Right? Damn, I feel good. I feel good about myself. I'm the man. Right? You forget who the real king and governor is because now you are. And that could be a good or a bad thing. Because it's two things. Either now I'm getting to the point where I'm disrespecting the rulership, or I'm just feeling good about myself. So you see how liquor, wine, strong drink There's two effects that can happen. But you know what it really is about? It's about a man's wisdom, and it's really about, do I let alcohol consume me into the negative? Or do I just let it be an aid in life? Right? Watch, read on.
And it maketh to speak all things by talents.
Come on.
And when they are in their cups, they forget their love, both to friends.
Check this out. Go ahead.
And brethren.
And they do what?
Forget their love, both to friends and brethren.
Yeah, when you get deep in that bottle, after 4, 5, 8, 20 shots, you forget the love for your brethren. This is and now it's showing you the negative of liquor. But this all happened. Listen, I've been around cats where they'll drink with you, and when y'all first start drinking, everything's all love. Yeah, by the end of the night, y'all done fist fought. It's like, how the hell we get here? Well, because we got so deep into that bottle, we got so deep into that cup, we let it consume us. Read on.
And a little after, draw out sword.
You see that now? I'm drawing out my sword. Because the wine made me forget, who is my brother? Who is my mother? Go ahead.
But when they are from the wine, they remember not what they have done.
Yeah. When you go home and you're faded and you're in the bed passed out because you blacked out and you wake up like, damn.
Or you wake up in jail.
Or you wake up in jail and you wake up
bruised.
Yeah, bruised.
Cop beat you down.
Where did I get that?
Black eye, broke ribs, car accident, DWI.
Or you wake up naked next to some chick.
Yeah.
Or and vice versa. You're a woman, you wake up next to some guy the next morning. You're like, wait a minute. I don't even remember getting to the house. I don't even remember even meeting this person. How the hell? When you're far from the wine, you forget what you did. Go ahead.
Oh, ye men, is not wine the strongest?
Man, ain't there some strength in wine? I mean, listen, we're all adults here. We got all the tests that in some way, shape, or form, the wine and strong drink has had positive and negative effect on I can say everybody in here. Go ahead.
That henceforth to do thus. And when he had so spoken, he held his peace.
Right, so just a quick overview on the wine, the good and bad, and how, if not used right, you'll fall into that bad, and what wine can do to the mind a little bit. Go to Ecclesiastes 39:26. Because we said it earlier, man. Listen, wine ain't unlawful. Strong drink is not unlawful. Every time we do this class or anything, when it's talking about eating meat or drinking liquor, we always got to hit this scripture to show that, first of all, wine was created for man. And it's not unlawful. It's not wicked to drink wine.
It's not a sin.
It's not a sin. Christ didn't. His first miracle wasn't making grape juice. Stop it. Grape drink or grape Kool-Aid or purple Fanta. That's not what he did. Or red Fanta. He didn't do that. He made wine. Okay? He made wine. Christ drank wine. And this is how we know. Watch. Read Ecclesiastes 39:26.
The principal things for the whole use of a man's life.
Listen, the first and foremost things. When it's the principle, this is the first things you need in life. Go ahead.
Or water.
Read.
Fire.
Read.
Iron. And salt.
And I'm not going to go through and break all this down only because we hit the scripture so many times. We hit the scripture a lot. We can show all the negatives and positives of water. How they contaminate the water. How they sell you water. Fire. How they use it to burn things down. Iron. They make it in a bullet so the black and Hispanic man can kill himself. Right? But on the other hand, what can you use water for? Water is one of the basic things for life. Fire gives us heat. Iron is what we use for our vehicles, to build our homes, and other machinery that we need. Go ahead.
Flour of wheat.
Right. How do they contaminate the flour? It's no longer the flour of wheat. It's the enriched flour of bleach. I made a mistake the other day and bought some white bread, and I wanted to kill myself. Because when you smell it, you want to die. And then when you taste it, you're like, wow, this can't be bread.
That's for brothers that don't eat it.
Yeah, and I don't eat it.
Right, so.
I don't eat white bread.
Anybody else ain't buying white bread and smelling it like that.
I am. Yeah, but I don't eat white bread. But
Disclaimer.
I haven't eaten white bread in so long. I barely eat bread now.
Brothers and sisters.
They love that white bread?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the point is they bleach the bread, they bleach the wheat. It's no longer flour of wheat, it's just enriched flour. Why do I have to enrich something that's already enriched? Because you're taking something from it. Go ahead.
Honey.
Read.
Milk.
Read the milk. The honey. We know that the honeybees are going to be extinct, or they on the borderline of extinct. Why? Because of the way they do the ecosystem. The milk is all full of pus, blood, the way they do the cows, milking them year round. Is milk bad for you? Of course not. But now it is, because they take all, think about it, they take all the best parts of the milk out of it, give you the pus and blood, and they sell the whey and the protein in GNC for another $30, $40.
Wow.
That part that they sell in GNC, that's the part you need.
Really?
They strip it from the milk. How do they get whey protein? Unless it's from plants. They get it from the milk. They strip it from the milk and they give you the pus and blood. Yeah. That's why when you drink milk, what happens? You start to mucus up. You get the phlegm in the back of your throat. You get bumps and acne, breath stink, everything, because the way the milk is being processed from the cow. They're literally ripping those udders apart to get milk.
They really be hyping that vitamin D though.
Yeah, you get more vitamin D and calcium from plants.
Right.
I mean, think about it, man. When do women, let's think about this. When does any mammal lactate?
When they're pregnant.
Okay, so is a cow pregnant year round? But they milk them year round.
Right.
So they're forcing that milk. So with that, you're pulling blood and pus from that cow.
Yeah, they've been raping the cows, man. They got that little machine
That keeps them pregnant?
Yeah, they keep them pregnant, man. I
Yeah.
saw that video, I was like, wow.
Yeah,
Man.
artificial insemination. Yeah, you keep them pregnant so they can lactate more naturally. But even that's not right. A cow is supposed to be pregnant 8 times a year.
Golly.
You know? Read on. And not making it a health class, but, we point out these different things. Go ahead.
And the blood of the grape.
And the what?
The blood of the grape.
The blood of the grape is the wine. That's the alcohol. So we know that these are the principal things for a man's life. Go ahead.
And oil.
Read.
And clothing.
Oil and clothing. Now these things, read on.
All these things are for good to the godly.
They're good. They're for what?
Good to the godly.
Yeah, but if you're ungodly and you deal with these things, you're gonna abuse them. There's gonna be a misuse. That's why you have your alcohol abuse, your alcoholism, your alcoholics. You have these different disorders. They got like 8 disorders for alcohol abuse. I'm like, man, pick one. They're all the same. You have no moderation and you're a sinner. So they're all good for the godly. Go ahead.
So to the sinners.
So to the what?
The sinners.
Come on.
They are turned into evil.
Right, because now if I'm using this as a crutch to get through in life, if I'm using this as a band-aid to fix problems, if I'm using this as an escape, this is where the sin comes in. Go to Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 27. Ecclesiastes 31 and 27. This block of scriptures is to show that what was wine created for? First of all, we know it was created for good. It was created, let's be honest and technical, it was created for the godly. Wine wasn't created for the sinners.
Yeah, when
I was going over the tribe of Issachar and going through these different books, the 10 tribes, the Aztecs, all the books I brought out on that cable show, a lot in there was the white man would come over to America with the liquor.
Yeah.
And Gad was, they would only let you originally come in with a certain amount.
Yeah.
And anything else, a certain amount, meaning what you could drink, and anything else, they would punch holes in it and let it go out. Because they knew that fire water.
That spirit water.
They knew that fire water, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Will get you ha.
Come on, these dudes traded Manhattan for a couple of bottles of liquor. The island of Manhattan was given up for liquor.
Yeah, because why? Because
it was like, we need this.
But here's the thing: the crazy thing is the history. They don't tell you the true history that Gad wasn't drinking like that.
They didn't drink, right?
Then let me say this too, that you find out that a lot of what Esau makes as liquor today, right, and how they process it, and their process of doing it. It's not that $3,000 bottle of wine to where it's really wine. It's this damn gasoline they're putting in stores.
Yeah.
Old English.
The OE.
You know what I mean? The OE.
211.
That code for
Man,
that Oyo Malo. Y'all in here, y'all drink that Oyo Malo, that Evil Eye. Bro, it's called Evil Eye.
Listen, my brother and my cousin, one day, this is 20-something years back, they were drinking that Old English, walking around punching trees.
Huh?
Exactly. That's gasoline, man.
Listen, your same cousin.
Yeah.
That same cousin of yours.
Yeah.
I remember one time, man, we had pulled up. This was like 15 years ago. We were like, okay, we're gonna go out. And so we had a bottle, again, garbage liquor, Paul Mason, brandy. Bro, all I know is we ended up fighting in the parking lot. We didn't even we started sipping, it was good, and then we started arguing in the car. Next thing you know, we like fighting each other in the parking lot. We didn't even make it to the club.
Right.
Because that liquor, when it starts hitting you, when them spirits in the liquor, because you know what it is, when you got something on your spirit,
yeah,
and you add another, listen, they call alcohol a volatile liquid. It's already volatile.
Damn.
And then you put volatile with volatile, you got damn detrimental combustion. You gonna have a fight, a brawl. That's why it says wine is a mocker.
Yeah.
And we're gonna get there, but it mocks you. It makes you think one thing when it's not. Yeah. What's that?
I just wanted to say, I think one of y'all mentioned something about cops earlier, but like a lot of times on the news, like when somebody's shooting somebody else, it's because they high or drunk.
Dude.
And they just start arguing.
I just came from the little Chinese spot before I got here, and on the news, there was 6 deputies that just got brought up on charges of drunk driving, drinking with their kids in the car.
Damn.
Now you see why they so quick to blow your brains out.
Yeah,
because they be drunk, they be high, they be strung out. I had one cop put me over one night, man. I didn't think I was gonna make it. He put me in the back of the car, man, and I told him, I mean, you know how we don't celebrate birthdays, right? So I'm not counting my years. So he was like, when's your birthday? I was like, 9/25/77. He was like, so how old are you? I was like, 40. I was like 40. He was like, so you don't know your own birthday? This guy was so strung out, he got out the car, lit up a cigarette out, talked to himself.
Because he had to calm down. Yeah, that's wild.
He did the old school Maurice.
Like it was cold out. Damn!
Who's that guy?
Yeah, this old cat I used to know.
Maurice.
He went around the cop car, looked back in, and he said, so you're telling me you don't remember your birthday? You playing with me. Esau, man, I was like, damn, I'm done. But the spirit was with me, man, because he finally calmed down. He smoked his cigarette, relaxed, got in the car. He was like, your son's in the car. He said, get in the car, get the hell out of here. You know, that's what he said.
With his teeth clenched.
But these cops be having that drunk demons on them.
Yeah.
You know,
think about it. You watch all the cop movies.
Yeah.
And the one that got divorced from his wife because the job was too hard.
Oh, yeah.
Once he got in his bottom drawer, he be mixing rum with the coffee. Right? I mean, you watch all, come on, y'all seen Lethal Weapon. Merton Briggs, Cassius Faded. Y'all watch all them cop movies, man. He's always a drunk, on the edge, right?
Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves. You watch Charles Bronson. You watch all them cop movies, man. He's always just faded and hiding it, but he's putting demons around him, man. He got demons on him. Where we at? What were you gonna say?
Yeah, cause they come to the hood, like, and you know, they'll take what you got, you know, just because they already be like leaning and drinking.
Oh, they take your drink.
They'll take your drugs. They'll take your drink.
Oh yeah.
But it's mine. What you gonna do? You gonna take?
What you gonna tell?
Go to jail.
Yeah. You know, let me get that bottle of Henny. You know, let me get that Erkin Church. Where you at? Read on.
Ecclesiasticus, chapter 31, verse 27.
Read.
Wine is as good as life to a man.
Wait. It's what?
is as good as life to a man.
Listen, the Most High said wine is as good as life. Wine is, you need this. But all the time? You need what, 24/7? Read on.
If it be drunk moderately.
Wine is only as good as life as if you drink it in moderation. Because now you start over drinking and getting crazy, you want to blow your life away. You want to end your life. Listen, I've had some hangovers back in my day where I'm just like, you get that one, you're like, I'm never, ever, ever drinking in the history of life ever again. Next week, you drinking again? Because the effect that it has on the body and on the mind, them hangovers, man, when you give yourself to liquor, it weighs the body down. It literally eats you from the inside out to where you're slow, you feel decrepit, stomach, belly, everything, head. But it's only good if it's done in moderation. Read on.
What life is then to a man that is without wine?
Yeah. What's the point? It's like, you see the way the scripture is talking? It's like, man, what's the point? What's the point of living life without wine?
Right.
Now,
because you don't got pills. Remember.
Right.
We're talking about we don't pop pills just for the heck of it, to where you go and lose your mind over the pills. You ain't shooting up crack, dope, coke, opium. Remember, these are all drugs that came after. It got more popular. I'm sure we had them in the ancient days too.
Opioids.
Yeah, I'm sure we had those too, but now it's a more powerful, potent choice of drug, right?
Yeah.
Pills.
Yeah. Or that's actually how I'm gonna wash my pills down. I'm gonna use the alcohol to wash the pills down.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm trying to really hit is that, remember, this is talking about a godly man. So a godly man knows his moderation. The ungodly don't have moderation. They're like, I'm turning up. Yeah. When a person says turn down for what, get the hell away from them. Get away from them. When they say turn down for what, you might as well pack it in for the night. Because what's going to happen is they're going to get so turned that now you're going to be either their punching bag, physically, they're going to be talking crap. Something is going to happen when they get under this wine.
You know, a lot of people, and I know y'all can attest to this, a lot of people go into the bottle knowing they're finna act up. They know that that gives them the way to act like a jerk, an asshole, promiscuous, if I need to go out, girl, I need to just give me something to drink and lose all my ambitions and give me a mandingo. Right? That be the mind,
Because really what you're trying to do is fight against the good spirit that's in you.
Yeah, the conscience,
the morality.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to fight against that, and liquor does what? It lowers your inhibitions.
Yeah.
As we're gonna get into. But dealing with the godly man don't gotta lower his inhibitions. The godly man is like, you know what? We're gonna have a feast day, we're gonna have a little bit of party, drinking, and have some fun. I might listen, it's like when we do our feast days sometimes. Remember, there was one year we had karaoke.
Yeah.
And who's going to just jump up and do karaoke in front of a bunch of people? Nobody. What do? You might have a drink or two to loosen up. Okay, I'm going to go over here and sing like a little fool. But we ain't trying to lower our inhibitions to go have sex on the corner. We ain't doing that.
Right.
We're lowering our ambitions just to have more of
a bathroom stall.
The bathroom stall. Yeah.
Doing a bump.
Yeah, hit a line. We ain't doing that. We're not lowering our inhibitions for that. We're not lowering our inhibitions so we can go swim around on a damn dance pole.
Right.
Nah, it's not about that. It's about what was the wine intended for.
Yeah.
It was intended for that, to bring that merry heart, that myrrh. Right? Read on.
Yeah.
For it was made to make men glad.
Hey, what was it made for?
It was made to make men glad.
To abuse it?
To make men glad.
So you drink it and get rid of your problems.
To make men glad.
It was made for a reason. It was made to make us glad. Now, the godly man is already glad. Why? Because he got the spirit of the Most High with him. He's rolling in the spirit. The liquor is just going to add a little bit more joy and fun. I'm with my people. We dancing. We might, that's what it was about. It wasn't about, I'm going to drink to the point now I'm just elbowing you in the face for no reason. I can't control my bodily functions. I'm throwing up all over you, me, and everyone next to me. I'm peeing on myself randomly.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a fight with somebody that know he's gonna kick me in the nuts. like you're pushing it. You're pushing yourself.
Liquid courage.
Right.
You drink that Incredible Hulk, now you start Hulk smashing. You start punching cars and walking through the streets, yelling at people. You start listen.
Remember, you got the depressed ones that start crying.
Yeah.
You know, Shalom, yo, I hate her, I hate her.
Oh.
I hate her.
But the sad part about that is you have the ones that go through the I love her, I love you, I hate you,
right.
I'm gonna kill you,
all in the same
I need you
3 hours, 4 hours span of the night.
All in one bottle.
Yeah.
In one bottle, but that's the confusion of this particular spirit of alcohol.
Yeah.
Where it'll bring you through a roller coaster of emotions.
And don't drink no ghetto stuff.
Oh yeah, don't drink no 211.
It's a difference between drinking a $70, $80 bottle of VSOP and a bottle with, just think about it. You get you a bottle of OE, man, that'll hold you down for a good week. Right?
What?
That meaning that you drink that bottle of OE, you'll be drunk for the whole week.
You feel it.
But you drink some good VSOP,
yeah,
you can really understand what drinking's about. And
yeah.
I didn't know that. When I was young, I was like, why? I was like looking at generals, they only will order
good drinks.
Bottles of VSOP, you know, cognac, you know, expensive bottles.
Yeah.
You know, while everybody else is drinking that ghetto, you know, brothers talking about, I'm going to get me a Four Loko with a little shot, dump that in. It's like, and then you don't know why you already, just with the Four Loko and the shot, you already slung. Damn, man.
Sound like handicap man.
Yeah, it's not good for you, man. Knowing what to drink and how to drink is very important.
Listen, if your liquor is fermented in popsicle sticks, you got to stay away from that. The Paul Masson, the E&J, that you know, my brother. Listen, I remember me and my brother when we used to go out and buy liquor, go bar. He's like, man, you bougie as hell. But the first thing I do, I look at the top shelf, like, okay, what can I get up there? I'm like, bruh, it ain't even about being bougie. It's about the quality of what you put in your body.
Yeah.
I'm like, I understand what E&J does to my life on the smell. But I understand what a nice little glass of Remy can do. It relaxes you. It puts you in a different mood. The care that's taken to even make the liquor is important.
Yeah.
The barrels they put it in, the type of wood, all that goes into play.
Go into wealthy people's homes.
Oh yeah.
Do you think they got a bottle of damn Old English or Snake Eyes or
Oil Malo 211?
Yeah, like a whole
Coke 45.
A whole fridge of damn 211s talking about them living it up. Nah, man, they got cellars of real wine. You know,
$100 bottles worth. The older the better.
Bro, $1,400 bottles worth of wine. You know.
Yeah, this is a Scotch from 1570.
Yeah.
But this is the thing too, is not all of them, but the ones that actually got a mind, are they pounding the whole bottle?
Nah.
You ever hear Esau? You watch the movie, they're like, you want a drink? Yeah, I'll take a drink. A drink meant one drink.
Yeah.
It was literally a shot with a glass of ice, a piece of ice. Not let me pour you up the whole damn bottle, mix it with Coke, make it all weird, and then you slamming that by the time you leave the house. It's like, happened, brother.
When we get bottles, it's a must that the bottle is gone by the end of the night, or you ain't drink.
Yeah.
You know, and your liver gets bad.
Yeah.
You look like you like 70.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you, man, with drinking, I used to look older back then. Why? Because we would drink too much.
Listen, Steve Francis, the basketball player, I see him in the mall the other day. He used to play for the Rockets. That dude was a cold-ass basketball player. I see him in the mall. He left out the NBA because it was alcohol. Bro, Sean Kemp. These dudes look like they're 70 years old. They're in their 40s. 40s, 50s. They look 70 and 80 because the alcohol shriveled them up.
Wow.
That spirit consumed them from the inside. And a lot of them was, you listen like Ron Artest, the basketball player. You know what he said he would do during halftime?
He would get drunk.
He would go get drunk off Hennessy in the locker room.
That's what they said about what's his name? What's his name on Cavaliers? No,
J.R. Smith. J.R. Hennessy.
If you watch that last game where he
faded,
he was
probably high and drunk.
He was high and drunk.
Yeah, I thought we had the lead. Like, nah, bro, you did. But that's the thing. A cat like Allen Iverson, another guy that phenomenal basketball player. I remember I ran into him one time when he lived in Denver. He almost wanted to fist fight me because he was faded. I said something to him. I forgot what I said to him. It wasn't nothing bad. But he literally tried to fight me. They had to hold him back from me. I was like, damn. But he has a drinking problem. Anybody tell you, Iverson will go spend thousands on liquor. He'll spend thousands. His wife even said they would go on vacations. He couldn't even participate in the vacation. He'd be drunk in the car, faded, passed out from the night before. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I done heard a few stories about him when he came to Houston to the bar.
Oh, come on. He used to play for Denver and I was living out there. You go out to the club, you be like, damn, this dude, they had to carry this little dude. Mind you, this dude's small. He got 2 bodyguards dragging him, his tiptoes is dragging him through the bar. Real, I'm not lying. Because he had a drinking problem. That ended his career short.
The point of this class is that Hebrew Israelites, as coming to the knowledge, you have to know that that's not the way to live.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad when you got brothers and sisters coming in and thinking that that's going to solve your issues and your problems. Pills, drugs, weed, liquor.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doc.
Read on.
Verse 28.
Come on.
Wine measurably drunk and in season.
And in what?
And in season.
There's a season for drinking. There's a season for the reason. There's a reason for the season. It wasn't that I'm gonna just every moment that I had I do 2-3 beers a night. Well, why you do that? Well, just to relax. No, find a different way to relax your mind. There was a season for drinking. This is what we're understanding. The godly man knows this. He ain't hitting 3 beers. Come on, he's not hitting 3-4. Did David hit 3-4 beers a night? 3-4 hens of Hennessy a night to get by when he was on the run from Saul? Why? He had to keep his damn mind clear. He had to know how to maneuver in the spirit. The alcohol, if you're doing 3-4 a night, 3-4 beers, even though that doesn't sound like a lot, it's a lot through time. It builds up this tolerance into you to where now 2-3 beers ain't gonna get me to where I'm at or where I need to be. Now I gotta upgrade my consumption. Now I need to hit the whole 6-pack. Pretty soon you'll be hitting 30 packs of beer. I know people. I know brothers, listen, Cat hit a 30-pack on a Monday, be faded, hungover on Tuesday, come back on Wednesday, 30-pack. Same process every other day. And then Sunday he go to church. It's sad. But then Monday right back on the third. Imagine drinking 30 beers.
Somebody look up that word moderation.
Imagine drinking 30 beers in one sitting.
Yeah.
That's when you see those people that have the noses. What's the word? It's calipers or something, and their noses burst from all that liquor.
Whoa.
Their noses get big. That happens to Issachar a lot. You see that in Issachar a lot. 9.5. Yeah. Their noses be red and big. What's that, Benaiah? What you got?
It says the avoidance of
You gotta talk real loud.
The avoidance of excess or extremes, especially in one's behavior or political opinions.
Right. The avoidance
of extremes or excess.
Extremes. Yeah, and excess. So read the scripture again.
Verse 28.
Uh-huh.
Wine measurably drunk and in season
bringeth
gladness of the heart.
But this is where it goes back to judgment, and you know that brothers' minds ain't right because you don't understand about it's a time for all things. Yeah. It's a time for everything. It ain't always you can't. Brothers think because it's lawful to drink that it's lawful every time to drink.
Every single day. That's my nightcap.
No, all things are lawful, but not expedient.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Most High, He didn't say it was lawful for you to drink every night.
Yeah.
But go ahead, let's get through these
scriptures,
man.
Read on. So it says to bring a gladness of heart. Read on.
And cheerfulness of the mind.
Right. So if you're drinking in moderation, It's showing you this is where the happiness lies, in moderation. So now when you get your angry drunks, when you get the ones that he drinks, goes home, whoops on his wife, punches his kids, beats the hell out of her, beats up everything in his path, what is that showing? He's out of it. He's out of moderation. Jump down to Ecclesiastes 40 and verse 20. Ecclesiastes 40 and verse 20. Somebody else get Psalms 104:15.
Ecclesiastes chapter 40 and verse 20.
Come on.
And of silence before them.
Ecclesiastes. Yeah, Ecclesiastes 40 and 20. I'm sorry.
Wine and music
rejoice
the heart.
Yeah, because they go hand in hand. But think about it. When you got too much drink in you, and you listening to the wrong music, what is that going to do?
Depress.
It's going to depress you.
Or anger.
Or it's going to anger you.
Yeah.
Or it's going to turn you up to a point. Think about it. You watch all the movies. What do? They put on that crazy metal music. They get faded. They're like, damn, you're going to kill us some black people. Because what does it do? It turns you up to a point where, because music is a spirit. Music is an inhibitor, and it does something to your spirit also. But it's showing you if you intertwine the two the right way, you'll be glad. You'll be happy. Go ahead.
But the love of wisdom.
See that? Come on.
Is above them both.
And how can you attain wisdom if your mind, think about it. Alcohol destroys your memory. How can you get wisdom if you can't remember it? Man, what was that scripture? Yeah, I know it's there. Now you become a forgetful hearer. Because you're supposed to always be seeking wisdom above alcohol and above even music. Come on. Go to Psalms 104:15. What happened?
No. Why certain brothers can't retain
knowledge? Because the part of the brain that remembers is being destroyed. It's being ate away. You don't remember anything but the lyrics to to all the damn Busta Rhymes songs. You remember all the lyrics, but what about David's lyrics? Forget those. You might know where they at, but you forget to apply. Psalms 104:15.
Psalm 104, verse 15.
Come on.
And wine that maketh glad the heart of man.
This is what wine was supposed to do, make the heart of man glad. But who? The godly. These things were wine and these things.
Listen, y'all should be writing these scriptures down. Write them down so you won't think that drinking is wicked. You can go back to the Bible and see that, the scriptures are saying,
you didn't make it up.
Yeah, you can drink, but drink in moderation.
In moderation. And what wine was supposed to do for you.
Right.
You got to remember, everything was created for our use and listen, is a damn grape supposed to have dominion over you? Or do you have dominion over it? So that means it was made for your service. Wine was made for our service. Not for us to fall into it and then end up in jail, end up pregnant, end up with black eyes, beat down, car crashes. The wine was made for, just like everything else. You know, when you start getting into that bottle, you literally start worshiping that liquor. You start worshiping the spirits in that bottle. This is how brothers are so caught up in the moon and things like that. What do? You start worshiping the moon. The Bible says the moon was created for our service, not vice versa. But when you start letting your spirit be dictated by these things like alcohol, you start to worship that God, the God of alcohol. Read on.
And oil to make his face to shine.
Right, oil was supposed to make your face shine. You get anointed, right? But what are they doing with oil these days? They worship oil. They worship the oil that comes out of the ground. Go ahead.
And bread which strengtheneth man's heart.
Right, so how does the wine turn the wicked? Somebody look up the word disorder. How does wine turn wicked? If it was a godly thing given from the Most High to man, how does it turn wicked? Well, they call it, Esau has a terminology, they call it alcohol disorder. Look up the word disorder. I want y'all to see this. And then we're going to look at some characteristics of this disorder and see who up in here is fitting this. Who online is fitting the disorder? What you got, Benaiah?
A state of confusion.
A state of what?
Wow.
A state of what?
Confusion.
Alcohol disorder is confusion. Alcohol confusion. You're confused on how alcohol should be used, how it should be ingested, the amount, and when. So then that brings on a whole onslaught of problems. So for one, the first thing it does, it stops you from thinking clearly, right? So it affects the cerebral cortex. So check this out. It says this is the region where thought processing. I want y'all to listen to this. When I read this, I was like, man, this right here, Esau. The way they pump. There's a reason why they give you a liquor store in the black community on every corner. There's a reason why they open them up at 9 o'clock. There's a reason behind it, because they know what liquor does. It says, this is the cerebral cortex. This is the region where thought processing and consciousness is centered. Check this out. Alcohol depresses the behavioral inhibitory centers. So it's a depressant. It depresses the sensors, the inhibitory sensors, making the person uninhibited. So think about that. It depresses your consciousness to do the right thing. So now you're susceptible or open to doing the wrong thing. So if you're a woman that knows that I got a husband, I ain't supposed to be sleeping with no other men because the Bible tells me so, because wisdom tells me so, and I know if I do it, it's going to eat my conscience. Liquor does this. No, you don't got to follow that. It depresses your inhibitors. So now you fall into being with a man that you know you're not supposed to be with. Same thing for a man, vice versa. Or no, I know I'm not supposed to punch my wife in the face because she disagreed with me, but alcohol says, you know what? Get ahead and hit her. It makes you act rash. It says it slows down, check this out, it slows down the processing of information from the eyes, ears, mouth, and other senses. And it inhibits the thought process, making it hard to think clearly. Uninhibited, the definition. Expressing one's feelings or thoughts unself-consciously without restraint. Somebody look that definition up in Google real quick. I want to show y'all something, how this definition, how deep it gets. Look that up in Google, uninhibited. And then inhibit means to hinder or restrain. So when you're inhibited, you're restrained. When you're uninhibited, you're not restrained. There's nothing holding you back. What you got for inhibited? Uninhibited.
Uninhibited.
Uh-huh.
Expressing one's feelings or thoughts.
Uh-huh.
Unself-consciously.
Right.
And without restraint.
Hit where it says more and drop down. It don't give you more. More. You see that word where it says wanton?
Yeah,
okay.
come.
Click on wanton. So one of the words or synonyms for uninhibited is wanton. Click on that. What you got?
That reminds me of the scripture. It says about wanton eyes.
Yes. It's talking about a woman.
Okay.
Check it out. Read this definition of wanton.
Wanton. Of a cruel or violent action.
Of a what?
Cruel or violent action.
So liquor turned to wickedness. Drinking with no moderation turns you cruel. Go ahead.
Deliberate. Willful.
Willful. Go ahead.
Malicious.
Read.
Spiteful.
Read.
Wicked.
Come on.
Gratuitous.
There's something else that was in there, because it goes into the sexual wanting.
Senselessness.
Where's it at? Oh, wanted. Here it is. Go to where it says part 2.
Oh, for the woman.
Especially of a woman. Read this.
Sexually immodest.
What?
Sexually immodest.
Come on.
Or promiscuous.
Yeah, this is what liquor does to women. That's why when they get faded, what do men do? They sit at the bar and they look for the first chick that's faded. Because they know, oh yeah, her inhibitions have been lowered. So I can take advantage of her. It makes you promiscuous. This is what alcohol does. But if it does it it says especially of a woman, but guess what it does for a man? It heightens his sex drive while decreasing performance. So you get your little 3-minute hitters, They ready to go because of the liquor, but
So it's like a trap.
so it's a trap. Yeah, because now it's just putting you in an instance of lust. Then what happens? 9 months later, damn, I'm pregnant. I don't know who the daddy is, because he wasn't made to stick around. He wasn't there to stick around. He was there to do a job, which was get you pregnant. Your inhibitions were lowered. Go to Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 25. Ecclesiastes 31 and 25. So y'all are seeing this right now, right? What liquor does when it's turned wicked. Go ahead.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 31, verse 25.
Come on.
Shew not thy valiantness in wine.
Yeah, you're not supposed to try to show your strength in the wine like, I'm going to drink you under the table. I could drink 1,000 kegs. I could drink a whole 50 Hennessy to the face and I'll be good. The Bible tells us, don't try to show your strength, your valiantness. Don't try to talk yourself up like you the strong man at the wine. Go ahead.
For wine hath destroyed many.
Yeah, because wine, it don't matter how big you are. It don't matter how many pounds you weigh. Like, oh, I got a lot of weight on my body, so I don't get drunk quick. Nigga, stop. I've seen cats get drunk off of 1 beer, and I've seen the same cat take 8 beers to get drunk. Because guess what? It's that spirit. What you dealing with that day? What spirits are on you? Listen, I've gotten faded off of 1 beer and then not off of 8. And I'm like, what the hell? How did I throw up off of 1 beer? Because what spirits are you dealing with? That's why I say don't try to show your valiantness, because the spirits that are on you, when that liquor attaches, when that liquor demon attaches, bro, it can be bad for you. Many men have erred. Go to Isaiah 28 verse 7. What type of men? Is it just the poor man that don't know nothing? Is it just the simp on the street? 28 verse 7. It's just the regular old wino?
Wow.
Watch this. All type of men have erred through wine. Read.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 7.
Come on.
But they also have erred through wine.
Come on.
And through strong drink.
Yeah, and through strong drink. Yeah, I'm going to hit them cognacs and Remy's. Read, but who?
Are out of the way. The priest.
The who?
The priest.
Who else?
And the prophet.
Yeah, the people that were supposed to have the knowledge, the ones that were the leaders and the examples, they have erred through wine. Erred. Right? They have went out of the way. It's showing you that wine, if it's not used the right way, it don't matter who the hell you are and what you think you know. You're going to go out the way. Doesn't matter what you label yourself or what label you have. Think about it. You look at all the actors and sports figures. What's the one thing most of them got in common? That DUI mugshot. That DUI mugshot is the one, when you look up DUI, celebrity DUI, you're like, damn, she was so fine, right? And then you see that mugshot, you're like, damn, what the hell happened? Because liquor don't got no, listen, liquor don't show no favor. Liquor is not gonna, it ain't a man, it's not a pleaser of men. Liquor don't care who you are. When it wants to attach itself to you, and when you let it, it's going to beat you down, no matter what level you think you on. Read on.
Have erred through strong drink.
Read.
They are swallowed up of wine.
They are what?
Swallowed up of wine.
Why? Because they're not using it right. Read on.
They are out of the way through strong drink.
Come on.
They err in vision.
Now think about it. Think about these men, the priest, the prophet. Think about that, where they have some sensibility. And then think about the old Joe Donut head, the brother that lacks a lot of wisdom and thinks like, oh yeah, I'm going to just drink myself into oblivion. This is going to solve my problem. Think about how far you can go with the liquor. It'll take you into a life, man, you go from the priest and the prophet to the homeless. And you sitting there wondering why. So many people, you look at man, there was a football player. They was at his house drinking, and somehow a gun came out and somebody got shot. Jason Taylor. Jason Caffey. No. He played for the Nets. Forgot his name, man. But yeah, they was drinking, they was partying, then came out, somebody got shot, manslaughter.
Oh, like a while back?
No, I didn't go there.
Jason Williams?
What about the one?
Jason Williams, I didn't go there. I mean, we go there. But my direction was,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, the other one too shot himself in the leg in the club.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Plexico Blurris. Yeah, think about it. The era of wine. Where we go to Genesis.
Let me just on that point in Isaiah real quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to take it all the way off. 1 Timothy 3 verse 2.
1 Timothy 3 and 2.
Somebody go there real quick. Just about the priests and the prophets. Just to remind brothers that, you know, this is, you can't come in here and want to be that Hebrew teacher, leader, and don't know how to control your liquor. Don't know how to deal with things in moderation. All things in moderation.
Yeah, tempered in everything.
It's tempered in everything.
Mm-hmm.
You can analyze yourself if you look at yourself and be able to judge yourself and say, "Damn, I got this spirit of where I got to drink all the time. I got a spirit of where I need a place, a mental place of leisure, and that only comes through not studying, not learning, not doing things that's going to educate me in the spirit, but the liquor. So you got to be careful with this. Go ahead.
1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
A bishop then must be blameless.
So going back to what he was just bringing about the priests, is that the priests and the prophets, how do you avoid that? Well, you got to have a spirit of being blameless. You got to say to yourself, well, man, how is this going to look?
Yeah.
How's it going to look every time I'm with a beer? I'm drinking. You know, that's why we tell brothers, what people look at and watch you do, they're going to think that's what you're about. If you always see me and I'm always playing video games on my phone, what you going to say?
That's all you do.
It's going to be like, bro, you playing video games? You like 40 years old. Right? If you always see me and you see me through Snapchat, every time you see me at my phone and you see that yellow thing up there, and you're going to be like, what is this guy's mind given to? So you got to understand, if you see me all the time with a bottle of liquor, drinking, offering you liquor, I'm not going to be blameless. You're going to know me for what I am, right? So being blameless is understanding when you're excessive in things, when you're overboard in things, and being able to say, okay, I drink in the morning, I drink in the middle of the day, I drink at night. I'm not blameless now. I'm a drunk. Go ahead.
And it's not just, do people see me with a bottle of liquor all the time? Now, even when I do go out, let's say I'm not always with the liquor, but when I do go out and drink and I'm amongst men and women, how am I acting?
Yeah.
Am I getting so loose where I'm just rubbing up on brothers' ribs? Am I getting loose where I'm just talking to people any old way? You know, it's these things where when you look at a prophet, when you look at a bishop,
right,
there's always got to be a standard about him no matter what he's doing.
Right.
Just saying a bishop can't drink, of course he can. But where is his head at when he is drinking? Is his head on, well, I'm going to go get faded with everybody else and lose it? Or am I going to hold a standard so that way, even if I'm drinking and there's a judgment call that needs to be made, my judgment isn't skewed?
Right. There's got to be a transition from when you were 18
drinking,
and now that you're older in age.
Yeah.
You know, okay, when you were 18, you had no discretion, you had no mental stability, but now then you 30-something, you finna hit 40, you still drinking like you're a 15 and an 18-year-old, to where you can't control. You don't know now that many drinks is gonna have you fighting and arguing, and
you don't know your level.
Yeah, it's like you're not being blameless.
When I was a child, I put away childish things.
Exactly.
When I was a child, I spake as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things.
Right.
And that's what it was about. As this bishop, this priest, this shepherd, this leader, the king, you're supposed to say, well, I know my level. There's wisdom in knowing your level.
Yeah.
Why have so many men and kings? Again, you watch all the movies and you watch all the Tudors and all these movies. And what do? They drink. You watch Game of Thrones. Come on, every scene they hitting that wine. Somebody's faded. And they sitting there making judgment calls on war, but they're drunk as hell. It's like, it don't make sense. You can't operate like that. Go ahead, read on.
Yeah. The husband of one wife.
Right, so moderation. Showing you, you're gonna take on an office, what things you can't, you can't afford yourself of taking on too much things that is gonna take you away from the duty and the service of the Most High. And you can tell a lot of brothers, when it says faithful men, a lot of brothers they haven't learned that yet. They haven't learned that, okay, I'm too excessive in this. I'm not excessive in studying. I'm not excessive in learning. I'm not excessive in the Holy Spirit, but I am excessive in drinking. I am excessive on Facebook and Snapchat. I am excessive in leisureness, but to put myself under the bond and imprisonment of the Spirit, it's kind of hard. And that's why you see brothers reluctant, because they're not ready to fall under this moderate, this ordered condition. Go ahead.
Vigilant.
Right, vigilant. Go ahead.
Sober.
Right, there you go, sober. And this is obviously spiritually and physically. You can't be the priest that's, smell like liquor. That's drinking on the low.
I was doing a drink offering, brother.
Yeah.
I was doing a drink offering.
Go ahead.
Every day.
Of good behavior.
Right, see, because when you drink too much, that good behavior is going to go right out the window.
Now you start groping Area Grande, you start groping all the women in the congregation.
Yeah, like that one priest did.
You start touching sisters the wrong way and excuse your judgment, because why? You're loose.
Yeah, you're too loose.
You're too loose. It says it even in that definition of uninhibited. You're wanton. You're loose.
There was a brother that when we used to drink, he always used to start punching you. Ah! Wow! Yeah, he just it's like, hold on, control yourself. Have some discipline about you. Go ahead.
Given to hospitality.
Right.
Apt to teach.
Go ahead.
Not given to wine.
So you're not. His thing is not like, hey, you want to drink? Could we drink? Right? Could we do this? Could I have a drink? No, you're not given to that wine. You're not drinking yourself under the table.
Go ahead.
It's funny that you say that, because it's like the scripture that comes to mind. It says, "Who's going to set scourges over my thoughts?" Right.
Right.
This individual, the individual who's given to this alcoholism, the excessive drinkingness, he's basically committing idolatry. He has that as his Lord. He has that as the setting the scourges over his thoughts. Yeah. That's the only way he can function in his mind.
Yeah. It's funny you're saying that, because I was going to say that earlier. That's really what this comes back down to. Is that now this is your God. That bottle, that liquor. It's your God. You hear brothers, man, it just takes my mind off things. The Holy Spirit is supposed to take your mind off things.
Right, because the scripture says we're supposed to be addicted to the ministry.
Right, not a liquor.
Not to some bottle.
Right. Go ahead.
We done with that, Isaiah?
No, real quick.
No striker.
Right, see, then you start getting into striking and fighting. You start getting into these things because you can't control your liquor. But jump back. Let's go ahead and go back. That was just with Isaiah.
Jump to Genesis chapter 19 real quick.
Yeah.
Because, and the reason why I'm going in this direction, because I want to show y'all the strength of liquor. Now, we know about Lot, right?
God.
You know that Lot was a righteous man, right? Most High pulled him out of Sodom and Gomorrah because he was the only righteous man there.
God.
Now, we're going to take a look, because we're dealing with this uninhibited and inhibited spirit. We're going to take a look and see how liquor lowers your standard to the point, if you let it, how it lowers your standard to the point of where Lot got to. Check this out. And if wine wasn't so important and so strong in that mixture, how come they didn't say, well, let's just give him some Kool-Aid, or let's just talk to him? Watch, read Genesis 19, verse 32.
32?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
31. You're right.
Genesis chapter 19 and verse 31.
Uh-huh.
And the firstborn said to the younger, our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth.
Right, because they got pulled out of Sodom and Gomorrah, and they're like, well, there's no men around for us to have kids with. So check out their bright idea. Check out what they use wine for. Read on.
Come, let us make our father drink wine.
Let him do what?
Drink wine.
Come on.
And we will lie with him.
Think about that. Tiana was disgusted back there. Her face was like, what? Yeah. They got their father drunk so they could lay with him so they could have kids. Think about that. Think about what alcohol does where now you don't even recognize your own children. I know a woman, man, she had married this guy, and she had a daughter she was about 18. And she got married to this dude, and he got a little faded. And the daughter came on to him, and his excuse was that he was drunk. He slept with the daughter. Well, he was saying that he was drunk and that he couldn't tell the difference. And I mean, it could be true or it could be not. I mean, look at Lot. Right? But think about what liquor will do if you're not careful. Your inhibitions have been so lowered. Now you're sexually immoral. You're wanton and you're loose. Read on.
That we may preserve seed of our father.
I mean, how do great men err? How do priests and prophets err? Think about it, man. Think about all the great men in history. So-called great men. They made a lot of bad judgment calls off the liquor. He was a drunk. He beat me. He was a drunk. He slept with a bunch of women. Because now my thought process has been skewed. I'm not relying on sound wisdom. I'm relying on the liquor to guide me and tell me, yeah, sleep with that. Hit that. Punch that. Kick that. Go ahead.
And they made their father drink wine that night.
Read.
And the firstborn went in and lay with her father.
Check this out. Read.
And he perceived not when she lay down.
He didn't know when she laid down. He was so faded. Come on.
Nor when she arose.
He didn't know when she woke up. That's how much the liquor had a hold in this situation. Read on.
And it came to pass on the morrow.
The next morning, because he had two daughters, same agenda. Go ahead.
That the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father.
Right.
Let us make him drink wine this night also.
We're going to get him drunk again. Not just once, but twice. Read.
And go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father.
I mean, you got to check that out. You got to see like the level of liquor and what it does. What it does to a grown man where he'll not perceive that he lay with his daughters. I mean, y'all get that, right? Y'all understand this, right? So now that your mind has been warped so many times, you forget about the moderation. So I'm going to read this real quick. It says, people with alcohol use disorder, so people with alcohol confusion may engage in the following behaviors. They got to drink more to feel the effect. So what is that saying? There's no moderation. Go to Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 29.
Okay.
I already got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I already got it. I just got it in order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I already got that. That's easy.
Ecclesiastes chapter 31 and verse 29.
Come on.
But wine drunken with excess.
But wine drunken in what?
Excess.
Come on.
Make it bitterness of the mind.
What does it do?
Make it bitterness of the mind.
Yeah. Wine drunken in excess makes you bitter in your brain. Makes you bitter in the mind. How? Read on.
With brawling. And quarreling.
Right, because alcohol, I'm giving y'all some science with some Bible. I'm showing you the effects of alcohol. Alcohol alters serotonin levels in the brain. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter or a chemical used by the brain to regulate your mood. So, you had a question, Sean? Oh. So your serotonin level, whether it's high or low, regulates your mood. I believe more serotonin makes you happy, less makes you mad. But alcohol deregulates your serotonin, so now you're moody. Now you're emotional as hell. That's why in one day or in one session of drinking, you go from happy drunk to I want to kill everybody drunk. So it says it alters the serotonin. Let's see here. It says, and it balances. Let me read it one more time. Alcohol alters serotonin levels in the brain. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter. So this is what sends the signals to the brain. okay, or a chemical used by the brain to regulate mood. It imbalances in serotonin are thought to cause mental health conditions like depression, anxiety, obsessive compulsive disorders.
Damn.
Read verse 29 one more time.
Wow. But wine, drunken with excess, make it bitterness of the mind.
So you get your depression, you get your anxiety, and you get your obsessive compulsive disorder from excess drinking. Come on.
With brawling.
With what?
With brawling.
Right, because now that your mind and thought process is skewed, you don't know how to get your moderation in order. So now you start to fight. You brawl. Every time you drink, it's an argument. Every time you drink and go out to the club, it's like a gang fight. Somebody got jumped. You always get some back and forth with a person. Because there's nothing there telling you, wait a minute, soft answer, turn away much wrath. There's nothing there telling you, agree with thy adversary quickly. The alcohol is like, nah, nigga, stand up for yourself. Nah, bruh, you can whoop him even though he's 400 pounds and you're 100 pounds soaking wet. The alcohol is like, nah, I got courage. We read it earlier. It says that, we read it earlier in First Esdras. It says it makes you forget about the king and the governor.
Yeah.
So it makes you put yourself on a level that you're the king, that you can't be whooped. But then guess what happened? You go into that fight, you get whooped on. You forget. Y'all see this, right? Y'all understand, right? So now you're always drinking until you're drunk, you're violent. Jump down to verse 30.
Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool.
It does what?
Increaseth the rage of a fool.
Right, because a fool doesn't know how to even control his rage. But then now when you add drunkenness to a fool's rage, now you get all these fightings, brawlings, quarrelings. Go ahead.
Till he offend.
Read.
It diminisheth strength.
And
make it wounds.
Right. Because you think that the alcohol is strengthening you, the liquid courage, but it really diminishes your strength. Because when you're far away from the wine and you go to do whatever you got to do physically, you got to go to work, you can't wake up for work. It slowly eats away at your body. It slowly eats away at your mental, your mind. These are the effects of alcohol. Like, alcohol is a thing that has long-term and short-term effects. We just look at the short term like, oh yeah, I got a hangover. Yeah, but think about after 30,000 hangovers in 5 years, what that's doing to your brain, what that's doing to your body, what that's doing to your conscience, your spirit. Think about it. If every time you drink you got a hangover, you need to check yourself. You got to check yourself. There's something wrong with the moderation level that we're on. Go to Ecclesiastes 31 and verse 25. Bro, you trying to go to scriptures that I already got, man. I already got that.
My bad, bro.
There's an order. Just let it go, you'll see.
Okay.
Read that. Ecclesiastes 31 verse 25.
Show not thy valiantness in wine.
Actually, verse 26, Salaki.
The furnace proveth the edge by dipping.
Right. So think about it. It says the furnace proveth the edge by dipping. When you try to make a sword, right? When that what do they call them? That makes swords and ironwork? I forget. Swordsmith. Blacksmith. They dip. When I was like, stop. Yo, no. He said blacksmith. He does know. But when they dip that iron into that heat, what are they doing? They're proving that edge. They're getting it sharp. Check this out. Read.
So does wine the hearts of the proud by drunkenness.
Yeah. See, that wine is going to prove your heart. It's going to prove you to be a fool. That's the bottom line. Because the more you drink and give yourself to that drunkenness, the more your heart and standard, the more your mind diminishes. So you fall into that error of life. You fall into that woe. Right? Read on. Read verse 30. Now jump to verse 30.
Drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool.
Okay, go ahead. I read that already. Read on.
Till he offend.
Read.
It diminish its strength.
Right, so your strength is diminished. We read that already. Go ahead.
And make it wound.
And make it wounds. What wounds? Now you got war battles. We read in 1 Ezra. You forget friend and brother, and then you draw out swords. Right, now you got wounds and battle scars. I remember that one time we went out. Listen, I know a bro. Listen, oh my God. I know a brother that when I used to hang out with him, I used to hate when we went out. Because he would get so faded. I remember one time this guy was so faded, we walked into the club and immediately got escorted out the club. We walked in, he said 2 words to the bouncer. He was like, nigga, y'all gotta go. I was like, wow. Yeah, but he had demons on him. He would go out, brothers would get beat up, punched in the face by the bouncer. He got another brother punched in the face by the bouncer. The bouncer had weighted gloves. Punched him. Bow. Because he said something and everybody got into it. That's the type of alcohol demon he had on him. This dude would drink. You go out with him, he just start. Listen, you ever see a real live bar fight between men and women? Because a dude gets so faded, he goes and just grabs the first butt he sees. And it happens to be like a 6'3", 300-pound dude's girl. And then he got all his boys with him. Or you ever see it where he grabs a chick's butt and she got her girls with her. And the women start fighting the men like, y'all ain't gonna disrespect us because of one man.
Wow.
That's the demons that this guy had on him. And probably still got on him. This was just off of liquor. Now let me talk about when he was on his cocaine binges but just on liquor alone to the point where it's like, nah, I can't hang out with you, bro. I remember one time I hung out with him. Listen, I had moved back to Colorado. I had just moved back. So, you know, you trying to get back with the homeboys and blah, 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 this and that and that. We go out. He's on Patron, heavy, shots, ordering rounds of Patron. I'm like, bro, after like 2 shots of Patron, count me out. This dude was on 8, 9 shots to the point where he was kind of like, it looked like he was slumping on people. So the bar bouncer came over like, listen, man, you can't be slouching on people like that because you're too drunk. Obviously, it's not like, okay, you're right, I'm sorry. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? I ain't drunk, I'm paying, Next thing you know, cats is getting chokehold out of the damn bar. I almost died that night. Because he chokehold me so hard and I wasn't even in it. But just because I was with him, that this dude grabbed me by the neck and his boss had to come over and like, you got to get off of him because you're killing him.
Yeah.
Bro, he was choking me out.
That's why the scriptures say not to be around a fool.
Yeah.
Or a raging man.
Raging
fool, man.
Bro.
These guys will get you in damn trouble, get you killed.
But it just shows you that this the spirit of the drink when even when you're not drunk and you give yourself to this a little bit of liquor, the spirits that are around you, and automatically, if you're a violent drunk or if you're a fighter and then you drink a little bit, that violence is automatic like, yeah, okay, we about to start riling up. That violent spirit. So you don't gotta be faded to get into things. As long as you got that bottle cracked and that demon is floating through the air, it's like, yeah, it's time, baby. Hey, we don't need the whole bottle no more. All we need you to do is get a little taste on your tongue. Now what? You out in the streets brawling, creating wounds and fighting, bitterness of mind. You got to see how this demon works. You can now go to Proverbs 4, verse 17. Now we understand this scripture a little bit better. Proverbs 4, verse 17. Because again, are these things, is bread, is wheat, is liquor, is it sinful? Is it wicked? But it's not. But it is when not in moderation. Go to Proverbs 4:17.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 17. For they eat the bread of wickedness.
Come on.
And drink the wine of violence.
Yeah, they drink the wine wasn't supposed to be violent. That was supposed to make us merry and happy. But out of moderation, anything out of context is wrong. So you do the liquor out of moderation and out of season, now you get violent. Now you get the rage. You get that raging fool that he thinks he's strong under the liquid courage. That's why they call it liquid courage. You drink that, you're supposed to be able to drink a little bit of what? The chick you wanted to go talk to in the bar, when you first walked in, you're like, man, my confidence is low. Let me give me some liquid courage. Well, you don't drink to the point where you walk up to her and she don't understand your phone number when you're ready to give it. Hey, babe, what's your name? Huh? Or your whole breath just smells like a bottle of distilled alcohol because you drank the whole bar. Nah, you're supposed to take a little bit. It lowers your inhibitions to the point where now you're not self-conscious of talking to a person, getting their number. You know, brothers know how that situation can be some. It's nerve-wracking for some to go up to a woman, strike up a conversation, talk to her, get her to like you, get her number. So some brothers need a little bit of liquid courage, right? You need a little sippy sip to lower your inhibition so you can go, hey, how you doing? But not to the point where it's like, and she's like, huh? And then you're like, you start yelling in her ear, you start spitting in her face. It's like, damn, like, you so faded you can't even get the number. Like, listen, I don't know what the hell you say, just put it in my phone. You can't work your phone. I've seen it all. I've been there. I'm looking at a little liquid courage in me. Next thing you know, you drank the whole Hennessy. You gonna try to talk to her, and you look at, y'all both look at each other and just throw your hands up like, I don't know. I don't know what I came over here for. It wasn't meant for you to use it in that way. I've seen all types of nights on liquor, man, used the wrong way. I've seen good nights. I've seen detrimental nights. I've had my bad experiences where, when I was younger, come on, man. And I look back on it and I'm like, wow.
How did I survive? How
did I get through that night? I remember one night I was in Philly, man. Oh my God, I don't even want to talk about that night. But I look back on that night and I'm like, when the scripture says wisdom walk with you through crooked paths, and when the Most High winks at your iniquity.
Wow.
Because I look at like the spirit of Philadelphia in that city. That was the murder capital when I was living out there. Cats was getting bodied left and right. And, you know, you go out and you had your little drinks and you had your little fun. And back then, my moderation levels were on 0.
Wow.
You know, you drinking and you wake up with the car running with your foot on the brake. And the car's in drive. Yeah, that ain't, come on.
Slide into the intersection.
Nah, bruh. Somehow the car ain't moving. Oh, yeah. But think about that. Think about the level you got to be on. Where you got to drink the whole fifth of Hennessy, the whole 750 milliliter just to go to bed. Think about where your spirit is at. Where now that the liquor is the soothing agent to get you to sleep, to get you to think, to get you to function. But then what does it do? You might be able to function in some aspects. Like I know some people that's like, yeah, I gotta get faded to, sexual activities. It makes me go longer or whatever the case may be. Yeah, you can do that long. But guess what? The next day you can't wake up and stand up straight. So it has a reverse. That's why it's the confusion of liquor. Because it tells you that it lets you do one thing good, but then you can't function in another area. And you try to play this game of, I'm going to try to balance it out. There is no balancing it out. If you're not using it for the right purpose, there is no balance. Your body is being ate away, your brain is being ate away, but you're having a good time the night before. I remember when the drink was vodka and Red Bull. How the hell are you going to drink vodka and Red Bull at the same time? I used to ask myself, how do I drink this? Bad effects, man. I've lost friends off liquor. You get too faded, you get emotional, you start screaming and yelling at them. Chick you might like, she might not like you back. You get faded around her, how come you don't like me? You start getting too aggressive. Bro, I've seen it. But that's when the spirit of the alcohol has consumed you. It's taken over your natural thought process.
I like the examples because it takes me back to those moments, and then you realize, damn. But a lot of these brothers and sisters are doing this and not realizing that you're killing yourself, you're destroying yourself.
And the people around you.
Yeah, especially when you're young. You're like 20-something years old, you drinking daily. Bro, wait till you hit 30. You're going to be mad at your life.
That's why when I drink now, I'm like, bro, it got to be a certain drink and a certain amount. I can't exceed a certain amount of drinks. else I'm ruined for like 2 days.
You're gonna lose the joy of drinking when you're older.
Yep.
And to where it's like when you do drink, it's like you either start shaking or your body. It's like you drink. Doing this, your body shakes and shivers and you're messed up.
Or even when you do it so much at a young age.
Yeah.
And then when you need to do it. When you need to do it for those joyful times, it's like, I gotta prep my body. You gotta go into like super prep mode. I gotta make sure I drink 8 gallons of water. I gotta make sure I take a few detox pills beforehand, because if I drink 2 beers, I'm gonna be destroyed. My liver, my kidneys can't handle it. That's what you put your body into, this shock. When you do go to drink, it's like, damn, nah, that wasn't for us. We did that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you know? Because it's affecting you as a whole. But this is what it hits. It hits that cerebral. Alcohol affects this center of movement and balance, resulting in the staggering, off-balance swagger we associate with the so-called falling down drunk. So it's affecting your motor functions. This is when liquor is taking you over. Where when you drink, you just brothers gotta hold you up. Brothers gotta walk for you. Your girls gotta carry you. This we should never get to this point where you blackout drunk. Come on. You don't never want to get to this point. Go to Proverbs 23 and verse 29. Proverbs 23 and verse 29.
Robert.
You want to go where you want to go at? Where you want? We already passed that point. Yeah. We already passed that point, and I should have put that. I think we passed that point. Yeah, we passed that point. Read that.
23, 29, right?
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 29. Because now that you've let the alcohol consume your brain, you let it consume your spirit, you don't have the moderation. This is the results. Read.
Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 29. Who has
destruction? Come on.
Who had sorrow?
Who has sorrow? But wait a minute. Liquor was supposed to take you out of that sorrowful mind. Read on.
Who had contention?
Who has what?
Contention.
Read on.
Who had babbling?
Who has what?
Babbling.
Yeah, because that cerebral is gone. Now you just stutter without liquor. Because you done let your brain get corroded for so long. When you do talk, you stumble, you stutter. Read.
Who had wounds without cause.
Read.
Who had redness of eye.
Yeah, who are these people that have these conditions?
They that tarry long at the wine.
They that do what?
Tarry long at the wine.
Yeah, this ain't talking about, oh, I sat there for 3 hours and drank. This is talking about, now I made a lifetime commitment to the liquor. And then when I do commit, I'm literally sitting at the bar from happy hour. How you hit 2 happy hours in one night? How you got double happy hour? It don't make you happy hour at 5. You sat there all the way to the reverse happy hour at 1. Now you wonder why you get all this sorrow. Because you let the liquor just play with you. Oh, I've seen it. Listen, I'll give you one of my back in the day typical football Sundays. Wake up at 10. No, you wake up at 9. This is when I was watching football and really cared and wasn't dealing with the truth. Wake up at 9 on a Sunday, hit the bar, drank all the way from the first game kickoff to the last game. So that's from 10 to 12. 10 o'clock in the morning to 10, 12 at night. You think I wasn't sorrowful because that bank account was low? You leave about it there. You just signed the check. You signed the check. You wake up the next morning on a Monday like, what the hell did I do? Because that bill's like $300. You don't pay for your drinks, everybody around you drinks, all the food. But then you sitting there worrying like, damn, what did I get into? You drank and drove. Oh my God, that drinking and driving. That drinking and driving, you got people, man, they like, I don't know how I got from here to here. And a lot of them don't make it. Because why? That drink, it takes over your motor function. You think that you speed racer, you got in super pursuit mode. You thought the little Hyundai could race the Porsche. When you drunk as us, you don't know that. You start racing and what happens? Get into an accident, get pulled over. Now you got sorrow and woe. You got destruction. DUI is not something that's easy to come back from, ladies and gents. That's a minimum $10,000 right there out your pocket. Between court fees, lawyer, jail, trust me, I know. I know one brother, listen. I know one of my bros back in the day, man, young bro. He had left work, picked up a few of his friends, and they had bottles in the car. This dude was a lightweight drinker. 2 beers would get him in there, he was done, passed out. They drinking bottles and driving around Colorado. Right when they was getting ready to get to the house, this dude hits a tree. Bam. One of the dudes in the back, he was passed out. So when they hit the tree so hard, it flung him into the front. He ended up in the hospital. Damn. He gets took into jail. Bro, he fought that case for like 5 years. Like just dealing with probation and court and money and alcohol classes for 5 years. 5 years of his life off of, nigga, you know you don't drink like that. You know you shouldn't be drinking and driving. Wow. You know 1 beer turned you into a violent idiot. He would get violent. I seen him lose his woman over drinking. He would drink and just yell at her. He wouldn't beat her. He would drink and just he would get violent. Because why? He forgot how to deal with his problems through the scriptures. So he let the liquor become this aid, but then instead of being an aid to him, it became his sorrow. It says, who had sorrow? The liquor became the sorrow because now his thought process, his consciousness has been lowered to where now I'm going to yell at you about every single thing I hate about you. You say something to me I don't like, I'm going to yell at you and fight. His girl left him off that. A lot of people left him off of that. Just off the fact that I want to drink a 30-pack of Rolling Rock. When you know two beers, bro, is all he ever needed. First of all, this dude was 120 pounds soaking wet. That's one. And he was young. He was young in the mind. He forgot to let wisdom reign. So he let alcohol do the talking. He let alcohol be the catalyst for every way he moved. You know, he used to have this saying, 2 beers drunk. I'm going to tell y'all about 2 beers drunk. 2 beers drunk. You ever took 2 beers and just like, you probably didn't eat all day and you drank 2 beers and it gave you this type of buzz? It gave you this type of lightheadedness? He always tried to stay 2 beers drunk, where he wanted this type of feeling of lightheadedness. I'm in there, but I'm not all the way in there. But 2 beers drunk went to 3 beers drunk, 4 beers drunk. Bro, listen, wow. If I tell you the liquor stories that we had, if I tell you the amount of consumption.
So this class right here resonates.
It resonates deep in my spirit because listen, I built up a tolerance of alcohol that was so great and immense, I couldn't believe it. But it was just because of daily drinking. I remember one time we went to California. The first thing we did was hit the liquor store. We turned every trash can into ice coolers, into coolers. Because we had that much liquor, we couldn't fit it in the fridge. We were there for 3 days. You in the damn shower drinking. You wake up drinking. You driving around drinking. You know what that did to my body? Bro, I was so dehydrated. I was so dehydrated. He got so dehydrated he had to go to the hospital.
Now you understand why, as you're getting older, your joints,
they hurt.
Your knees,
1 beer, and I'm like,
neck, your back.
I'll drink 1 beer, and I'm like, I'll tell my rib, I'm like, man, I'm faded. She's like, no, you're not. I'm like, no, really, I am. Because I don't drink like that.
You got to do a lot of
cleansing.
Liver cleansing, kidneys cleansing. Because when you drink like that, man, it stays there. It don't go nowhere unless you learn how to regenerate your body and flush.
But what about the mind? What about your brain? Now I understand why I can't remember a lot of, why I forget scriptures. I'm getting it back, and I've been getting it back, but that liquor, come on, that liquor done melted my cerebral and my medulla to the point where it's like, I know where the scriptures is at. How the hell I can't remember this? I'm dealing with long-term effects now. Listen, I didn't start drinking until I was 20. But the amount on a daily basis, That's where the problem was. There was not no moderation. Even being a young man with the knowledge, being a young 20-year-old in the truth, 19-year-old in the truth, it was like, man, I'm around brothers, we drinking, we partying, we doing this, we doing that. When we did it, we didn't party every night and do all that. We still did our job, but I was young in the truth. We drank. I didn't know my limit as a young man. So it was always in excess. And that just carried over through life. Now I'm dealing with the effect. I mean, I ain't got the shakes or nothing like that. I ain't just sweating liquor. But I'm looking at my mind and why my mind don't remember things. My memory is shot.
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Alcohol, it has one of the worst withdrawal effects too.
Oh, I believe it. Because that alcoholism, you start, bro, the stench that comes off of one's body, the shakes, think about it, man. Look at Gad out there in them reservations. Bro, it's sad. I remember I used to go downtown Denver, and there was a whole Gadite community that all they did was drink. And you could tell the ones that ain't had a drink in a couple of days, they'd be out there like crack. They look like straight up crackheads. These dudes weren't on drugs. They were alcoholics. But the shaking, the stuttering, the stumbling, but that's why this scripture is showing us, man, the result. Watch, jump up. Let's finish it up.
They that go to seek mixed wine.
Right? You mixing your wines. You got the beer mixed with, what they say, don't drink wine before liquor. Makes you sicker. Liquor before beer. Everything's clear. Right? Don't mix dark with light. You young, you don't give a damn.
You got all the sayings too, huh?
Yeah, but when you're young, you're like, that's a myth. I'm going to hit this cognac. I'm going to hit some tequila. And I'm going to drink some beers. I'm going to hit a Long Island. Yeah. I didn't believe in that. But then you see the effects. I know what liquor not to drink. You will never catch me hitting tequila. No, in any level. Gin, I can't drink it. My body don't accept it. I know what I can and can't drink. I know what beers I can drink. I know my body well enough now to say, you know what, if I'm going to give myself to a little wine, I know what wines to drink and what I can drink. You have to have discretion.
And the thing is that if you started at a young age,
oh yeah, you better.
That's what I said. We as Israelites, we knew we could drink, but you didn't have to always drink the damn fifth of Hennessy. A gallon of Hennessy.
Whole gallon of Hennessy, the one you put your finger in.
You didn't always have to drink like that.
Or all the Carlos Rossi.
But this is what we're showing, that a lot of brothers, y'all can stop.
Yeah.
You stop now at a young age or at the age you're at, and if you are damn drunk.
And reassess.
Yeah, and basically you'll live better. Because it's about you living better, your body being able to function to do the work of the Most High. Not till 50. 50's still young.
Yeah.
But imagine you being 50, you broke down, you can't move, you can't function because you destroyed your body from 20 to 30 to 35 with nothing but liquor and
yeah,
all these things.
Liquor. Think about it. You drink that liquor, you up late. Listen, liquor, I'm going to tell you something about drinking, man. That's a gateway. It's a gateway into a lot of other things. It's a gateway into smoking cigarettes. It's a gateway into smoking weed. So the more you drink, because why? They tell you, if you're smoking cigarettes and drinking, you're not getting drunk as fast. I don't want to get drunk. I want to drink and drink and drink. So I'm going to try to do something to keep me from drinking. You got cats that do cocaine because cocaine stops you from feeling drunk. So they hit the cocaine, they hit lines. So it's all these things that liquor does, but it brings all these woes. It brings all these sorrows. This is what we want to prevent. Go ahead, read on.
Look not upon the wine when it is red. When it giveth its color in the cup.
Yeah, you looking at your wine, you swirling around. Yeah, I'm about to hit this. Right? I can't wait to taste that. You start getting the saliva. If you think about drinking and you start building up saliva, like a dog that's about to eat food, there's a problem. Go ahead.
When it moveth itself aright.
Right. And by this time, when the liquor ain't moving itself right, that's you. Swaying. Moving around. Because why? That's what this spirit is doing on you. Go ahead.
At the last, it bited like a serpent.
Yeah, because, man, I'm hitting it, I'm drinking, I can't feel it. So what you do? You ever been in that? We've been there. Like you drink some drink, and you like, damn, I ain't feeling that. And then you like, well, I'm gonna hit 2 more shots real quick. Bah, bah. Then you take down a beer. You take down 2 more shots. By the end of the night, when that thing sting you, bah. Or you ever sat down and drank? You sitting there drinking, you eating dinner, you drinking, you out, you drinking, and you stand up. Oh, damn! It just hit me. Yeah, it stings you. It stings you, man. It stings that mind. You're like, what the? Read on.
And sting it like an adder. Thine eyes shall behold strange women.
And this is what happens, man. You start to look at strange women. You start to look at that man that looks like a woman. You can't discern. You over there trying to talk. You over there talking to trannies. I thought she was a woman, brother. Like, nah, that was a damn man. That was a shim. Nah, you thought that was a shim. You got caught up in the transgenderism.
Oh.
Yeah, because why? That liquor got such a hold on you, you can't discern.
Never can get that drunk.
You better not.
Right.
Read on.
And thine heart shall utter perverse things.
Yeah, you start uttering, baby, I love you. You at the bar, just random women, I love you. I want to be with you. I'll give you the world. Or you go home and you start uttering perverse things to your wife, your husband. I'm gonna kill you. I hate you. You start telling your real feelings, the real truth that's in you, because your inhibitions have been lowered to a point where you don't give a damn. You just say whatever. You act on whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah. Thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea.
Yeah, and when it's done, you pass out filthy drunk, and the whole room starts spinning. It's like you fell out on the sea, man. It's like you're on that waterbed, and that waterbed is like this.
Yeah.
But your mind is going in a chaotic swirl. You got to grab onto something to catch yourself, because the liquor got you. We don't want to get to that point. Go ahead.
Or he that lied upon the top of a mast. They have stricken me, shalt thou say. And I was not sick.
Read.
They have beaten me.
Read.
And I felt it not.
That's what happens with liquor, man. You get into a fight, a brawl, you get beat up. Like, I can't feel that. You get this type of, this numbing. You get numb. Read.
When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again.
And you keep seeking the liquor over and over. Isaiah 5 and verse 11. Because it's not bad enough that was your night. Because that would be some people's night on the liquor. They go through this whole Proverbs in one night on the liquor. And then this is what they do. They wake up because, again, this spirit has consumed them and latched on. Because now you're dependent on the liquor. So you wake up, and this is what happens. Go to Isaiah 5:11.
Isaiah chapter 5 and verse 11. Woe unto them that rise up early in the morning.
Right, you rise up early in the morning to do what?
That they may follow strong drink.
Right, because you got to get rid of some of these withdrawal symptoms. They tell you that damn myth. When you wake up, if you drink you another beer to balance out. That nigga, stop. You better get you some water or a detoxifier. Some charcoal, something. Not another beer, even you out. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, that's how it be, man. That's how it be. The liquor, it's a strong spirit. When you wake up in the morning to chase more strong drink because you didn't have a rough enough night where it was sorrow and woe, you got beat up, you got wounded, and you like, yeah, I'm good. I don't know how that got there, but I'm good. Read on.
That continue until night.
And then you go from that morning until night.
Till
go ahead.
Till wine inflamed them.
Until what?
Wine inflamed them.
Until you're just inflamed. You're engulfed. You've already been engulfed in the spirit.
You don't want to live like that, man. That's the person. Listen, obviously this person ain't they ain't living to the will of the Most High.
No.
This person is into, like we've been touching on lately. They're into riotous. They into partying all the damn time.
Yeah.
You know.
This is you know what? This is some brothers that's left the wisdom though.
Yeah.
Because why? They left the wisdom and they forgot that the wisdom was their comfort. So now they find a different method of comfort. And you know how it is, man. When you have one addiction and you stop being addicted to that one thing, you got to find another addiction. So if you were addicted to the ministry, addicted to the wisdom, and then you stop, what do you got to do? You got to replace that addiction. And you fall deeper. We know we fall deep into that negative. Go to our Proverbs 21, 20 and verse 1. So now that all this is happening, you done got consumed by this demon, you start to deny the fact that it's happening. Brothers come to you, tell you, hey, you got an alcohol problem, brother. You got a drinking problem. Because when you stand next to the brother, and you, what the hell is that smell? Why do I smell vodka? Who's drinking?
Oh, that's oil, huh?
That's that vodka oil, right? But the liquor is so strong, it's emanating from your pores.
That's what's the blue oil we sell?
That's Blue Nile? Oh, that's Chrome.
Chrome, yeah.
That's Chrome.
That's Chrome.
That's Chrome mixed with Fierce.
And Fierce, right?
With a touch of Sauvage.
Nah, bro.
Nah, bro. That's
liquor, right?
That's Paul Masson. That's Paul Masson coming at you.
Nah, that's a Four
That's a Four Loko.
With a random
mixed with a shooter of Smirnoff.
Ooh. Wow. Pow. Kill yourself. Wow.
Yeah. That's a Four Loko mixed with.
Brothers,
that's the sound it makes when they pop that top.
They gotta stop it, man. Once again, we're going over this class, man, because a lot of brothers come through with that drunk spirit. A lot of sisters come through with that drunk spirit and be on the low.
Yeah.
And we know you're drunk. We know what y'all doing.
Yeah.
Y'all trying to be slick and sly, and then you lie to us, but you smell like liquor. Stop living that, man. Stop doing that.
Or you're just in straight denial that you don't have a problem because you think that because you were able to kill a whole fifth of vodka and then wake up the next morning for work that you're good. No. Because how is your motor skills and your functioning? It's off. How is your smell? Again, if you smell like what you drank and you took a shower and you smell like, that's bad. That means your body couldn't process the amount. That's showing you that you didn't drink in moderation. Because now your body is trying to release the toxins in any means necessary. Watch, read Proverbs 20 and verse 1.
Proverbs chapter 20, verse 1. Wine is a mocker.
Why is wine a mocker? Well, we're finding out wine is a mocker because it tells you that you need it, even though you don't. It tells you drink me, but not how much. And then when you go overboard, what happens? You fall into all these bad predicaments. It mocks you in this way. It depresses you, but it stimulates you. That gotta be that's like, damn, why you messing with me like that? It gets you hyped, turned down for what? But then it slows you down subconsciously. You don't realize it. Like you think you turned up because you can yell and scream and rap all the lyrics to every song, but guess what? You couldn't make the right decision when some strange dude rolled up on you and said, let me hit that. All in the same 5 minutes. Because the liquor mocks you. It mocks you spiritually, but it also mocks you in your carnal. Anything that stimulates you and suppresses you all in the same instance, there's something wrong there. Anything that turns your joy into sadness and sorrow, there's something wrong. Read on.
Strong drink is raging.
Yeah, and then when you get into those strong drinks, y'all about to give me a bottle of Louis XIII. I'm going to give me a bottle of Smirnoff. I'm going to give me a bottle of Everclear. Stop. Then you start raging. You're a raging fool. Because that's like, I'm not going to know how to control my emotions. I'm ready to act wild. I'm about to wild out, son. I'm about to hit this liquor so I can wild out. It's like you said. Some people know they're about to wild out when they drink. What you doing for your birthday? Listen, we about to go to Vegas. We about to get 30 bottles. I'm about to be done for the weekend. Like, damn, really? You planning that? I talked to a chick. Listen, I talked to a security guard in the mall last week. And she said, man, she said my birthday's coming up. I said, oh, what you gonna do? She said, all I want to do is find a place where I can get faded and high and disappear for 3 days. I said, what? She said, yeah. I'm going to go find me a beach house and just get drunk and high. I said, okay, so when you get high, you're not doing like weed. You want like ecstasy and pills, right? She said, yeah. Yep. I was like, wow, that's what you do? She said, yeah. Go find me a place. I'm going to get drunk as hell. I'm going to get high as hell. That's what her agenda was. She knew what she was going to do.
Man.
But what's going to happen, the effect? What's the effect? She's going to end up raped somewhere. I said, yeah, you know, and she wasn't the type of person that you can tell, like, nah, don't do that. I was like, well, at least if you're going to do all that, make sure you know who you got around you. Be as safe as possible, because she wasn't trying to hear, don't do drugs. Nigga, she wasn't hearing that. She was like, I'm about to go get faded. Issachar too, man. It was sad. Read on.
And whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise.
Right. See, the deception comes like this. Because I think I can hold my liquor, I'm going to keep doing it, but it brings you to a place mentally that it also brings you to a physical condition where performance starts to slow down and laggard. Go to Proverbs 23 and verse 21. Because this is what happens after a while to a drunk, man. This is what brothers and sisters don't get. You might ride high on them. You might be able to hit the Patron for 4 or 5 years and be good. But what happens when everything starts to catch up to you? This is what happens. Proverbs 23 and verse 21.
Proverbs chapter 23 verse 21.
Uh-huh.
For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty.
Why? Because when you was hitting all your liquor, you weren't counting the costs. You weren't looking back and saying, damn, I'm spending $100 a week on bottles. That was my rent money. Think 2 bottles of liquor is what, 70, 80 bucks? Good liquor?
Good kind, yeah.
And not even big bottles. Not even big bottles. So if I want to go to the extreme, I remember when Patron, that bottle of Patron was like 80 when they was living it up. That was $80 for a bottle of Patron, and you doing that every week? Every weekend? Come on. It says, what's going to happen? Read it from the top.
For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty.
Why? Because they don't understand moderation. You got them cats that they got a little bit of change in their pocket, and they like, man, food in the house. Hell no, I'm going to buy me a bottle. And then when you look back, you're like, damn, I should have bought the food. Jesus, I'm starving.
Wow.
Or you got the glutton that's like, I'm going to just buy food. But damn, I should have used that money. Instead of buying the $30 steak, the one steak that costs $30, or the one snapper fish that costs $30, I'm going to actually go buy groceries. But now you're impoverished because you spent that, you blew your load on one thing. Read on.
And drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags.
It shall do what?
Clothe a man with rags.
Yeah, because when you drunk as hell on your hangovers, always staggering around, drowsy and sleepy, you start to lose it, man. You start to get into this impoverished condition. Because now you don't care about work, school, home. You don't care about these things. You don't care about maintaining a job, even though you need the job to maintain your habit. Your habit is so strong, it's deceiving you into thinking, well, I'm going to just call in today because I got a hangover. Next thing you know, every other day you calling in. Every other day you missing school or missing some important engagement. Or, this is the sad one, where you got to be drunk to deal with your family. You got to have a little something in your cup. You carry around the coffee cup like it's coffee, the one that closes, the thermal cup. You walk around with that like there's actually some damn coffee in it. But no, I got to have a little bit of a buzz to be able to deal with my husband, be able to deal with my wife, be able to deal with my kids. But then guess what you're not doing? You're not really dealing with them, you're really shutting them out.
Right.
That's where the liquor is mocking you, because it's telling you, yeah, you need me to deal, but then the liquor is like, no, I want you to myself.
Because like every other drugs and every other thing you put before the Most High, the Spirit is not the comforter no more.
Yep.
The Word is not the comforter. I don't get comfort in getting the knowledge and the hallelujahs and like reading the knowledge, and you're like, yeah, you know, that's how it is now. It's like we read the book and we're like, dang, you can sit back and muse on that. You can sit back. You ever do that?
I have.
You ever do that?
What's that?
I'm just throwing that out there, because I'm talking about musing on the scriptures, where the knowledge, where you sit down and you think about a scripture, you meditate and you're like, man, that's powerful, right? That becomes your comfort.
Yeah.
That becomes your anchor.
Your escape also.
But this is what, remember, the white man put all these things here to disrupt your mind.
Yep.
So if you're drinking like that, you're drinking like a belligerent, you don't know no moderation, you're popping pills, you're trying to find every escape instead of escaping to the spirit, because you are still in that slave captive mentality. Your strength ain't the most high. And that's the problem, that why your problems won't never, ever, 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 ever be solved.
Yeah.
Why? Because your God, one of the commandments he told you, one of the greatest ones was what? There you go. But your God is that liquor. Your God, when your escape is, I got to do, like you said, hiding under the liquor, the pills, hiding it up under some way to solve my issues, instead of running to the Comforter. The Comforter ain't no man. The Comforter is the Holy Spirit, the Word, to comfort you and say, you know what? This is what the Most High said. Let me rejoice in that. He said, have patience. He said, in temptations, when you're brought low, he said, take it patiently. But what happens is, we look at those temptations, those battles, those things we go through, and you don't have no ways to solve them. So why are you drinking yourself into oblivion? Because you don't believe. You don't believe in the knowledge. Why are you popping pills? Because you don't believe. And if you come to terms with yourself and say, damn, I'm realizing that I don't trust the Most High. I don't trust the Most High. I want to believe. I sit here, I got the knowledge, but I can't trust him. Now, why don't you trust the Most High? Why is it that your escape got to be some fictitious 2-hour session of liquor or pills? Why you don't trust the Most High? You see, this is what it goes back to. You're drinking yourself into oblivion. You're popping pills because you don't trust the Most High. So why? Yeah.
A lot of them don't, because, you know, a lot of people be on that instant gratification. They think everything on their turn, so they just think about that moment.
They're that carnal.
Yeah.
A very good point. Some people are that carnal that they haven't even came out of the state that Moses and Adam, David and Adam talked about, the beasts. Ezra's talked about. He said that we're beasts. So the beast state is that the moment, that simple moment of gratification is supposed to fix the problem. It never does. Think about how many years in your mind you still think in the same way.
Think about how many Hennessy's you don't hit and you got the same problem.
Think about how many pills. Think about how much anger. Think about what way you use to exhort and get this out of you. Whether it was punching a wall, you know what I mean? Whether it was drinking, popping pills. Did it solve the problem? No. So
that's the mocking part.
That's the mocking.
What it did was, in some instances, it increased the problem. You thought, I'm gonna drink liquor to escape, but then now I'm gonna wild out. I'm trying to escape the problems in my house, but guess what? I got so drunk I created another problem. I just beat my woman into oblivion. Now I got domestic violence. That's the mockery of wine, where if you don't use it properly, you'll think that it's doing something for you, and it doesn't. It does something bad. It puts you in a worse condition.
Can I get one scripture?
Of course.
Go to Timothy's. First, I think it is. I'm double checking it.
Talking about for to heal your body?
No, let me see. I'm sorry. It's Thessalonians.
No.
2 Thessalonians. You ain't got this. 2 and 10. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 10. Read this real quick.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10.
Right.
And with all deceivableness.
Wait, hold on. Let's do it right. Hold that. Let's hold that. You gotta hold that, and then go to where is it? Your adversary, the devil. Ephesians or Peter's? Go to Peter real quick. We're gonna read these two together. No. Help him. You gonna read the one in Peter, and then we're gonna read this one and put these scriptures together. 1 Peter 5 verse 8.
1 Peter chapter 5 verse 8.
Right.
Be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
Be what?
Be sober.
You see, we're talking about drinking. We know the scripture's talking about physically and spiritually. A lot of brothers and sisters are not aware and understanding the common sense of the thing. There's not one person that had a problem with his wife. He drank some beer and that fixed the problem. He popped a pill and next you know, after he popped that pill, everything was just fine. No, you popped the pill, y'all argued, she left, and guess what? After the pill wore out, she still ain't come back. Your light bill still needs to be paid. You still broke. You still lonely. You're still hurt. The liquor didn't fix it. It didn't fix it. So the psychological game that you playing with yourself as though this is going to fix the problem, you're not being conscious, and common sense is not working. And it's constantly destroying you. And you go years in your life thinking this until you become either a heroin addict or because what happens is if the liquor don't do it, I'm going to pop the pills don't do it, then what are they doing now? Heroin's back. Thick. Now you popping that, you shooting up between your feet and your toes and your...
Between the big toe and the
toe? Yeah, because you are trying to find an escape. And the escape is not the spirit. This is the world. Y'all gotta think, this is the world. This is not just one brother or sister. This is everybody out there in the world. But I'm gonna show you why when we go to this Thessalonians. Go ahead.
Be vigilant.
Right.
Because your adversary, the devil,
right,
as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right. So how is he gonna devour you? By devouring your belief where your strength is in. Right? Your strength is small. So then what happens is your belief can be easily consumed and taken away from you. But who is he going after? Go ahead. Read on.
Verse 9.
Read.
Whom resist steadfast in the faith.
Yes, the ones that are resisting. You're supposed to be resisting the devil and he shall flee from you. But the problem is that you don't know how to resist because you don't got your armor up. You don't got your sword and your shield. You don't got the things that your breastplate to protect you. You're thinking, no, the liquor, the pills, this is going to fix it. Sex is going to make it right. Punching him or her in the face is going to make it right. Read.
Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
Right. So you got to be sober and vigilant and understand that to get past this is not going to be through any carnal thing. You can deny it all you want. Because you know that's some brothers and sisters, they try to do the Adam and Eve, right? I'm going to go hide amongst the trees. As long as I'm going to delete every Israelite off my Facebook, shut down anybody that I knew was a Hebrew Israelite that was going to make me feel guilty after leaving the wisdom and knowledge of the Most High. I got to disenfranchise myself from all of that and dive right back in. I'm going to make worldly friends. And I'm going to keep connecting with worldly friends. Why? Because they're going to tell me what I want to hear. But these Israelite cats, they're going to tell me what? That ain't the way. That's not the way. You see that? So that's why brothers and sisters do that. I gotta stay away from cats because now they're going to be in my spirit. Because you're not understanding what really is going to fix it. So your way out is what? Hiding amongst everybody else. The hiding amongst the bottle, hiding amongst the pills. Go to Thessalonians. Come on. It's 9 o'clock.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 10.
Go ahead.
And with all deceivableness.
Right, and but you're what?
Deceivableness.
You deceive, man. Damn liquor ain't gonna help you. Those pills ain't gonna help you. Sex, drugs, rock and roll ain't gonna help you. Go ahead.
Of unrighteousness.
Right, because it's unrighteous. It's unrighteous for you to think that anything is more powerful than the will of the Most High. It's unrighteous. You're being wicked. Go ahead.
Them that perish.
See, you going down this path is to a path of you being destroyed. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Why? All because you don't put your trust in the Lord and your faith in the Lord. You don't put your trust in the Most High. Go ahead.
Because they received not the love of the truth.
Yeah, you don't want to hear, oh, drink in moderation. You don't want to hear that. You ain't hearing that madness. Because that's what it is to you. You ain't hearing, oh, you studying? No, I ain't studying. Because every time I get in the book, it tells me about myself. You still on that baby stage. The word, every time you tell me something, it's negative about me. The word ain't healing you, it's negative about you. Right? It ain't there to cleanse you or show you or gird you up. Your perception is the word is there to harm me. You're harming me. Why you ain't telling me nothing positive? It is. Drink in moderation. Have no other gods before you. Let the Spirit be your comfort. Right? But you don't want to hear that. Why? Because you want a way out all the time. But that's deceivableness. You're deceiving yourself. Go ahead.
That they might be saved.
Yeah, see, that you're deceiving yourself, and it's pulling you from the salvation of you running to the Spirit and getting stronger in the Spirit. It says wisdom strengtheneth. The Holy Spirit strengtheneth. Not a liquor bottle, not pills, not drugs, not weed, not a cigarette. They get these cats that smoke these damn cigarettes, man. They swear all stress is relieved. I sit down and I look at people across the way just smoking a cigarette, and they're like, oh, y'all. Oh, y'all, Becky, this is the best thing. No, it's not.
But they're worried about, they stressing about finances.
Right.
And then when you look at the price of a pack of cigarette, it's like $9.
Right.
You stressed out because you spend $9 a day on cigarettes.
Right. And they really, watch when it stinks and everything.
Oh, and they
inhale it. They're like, it's the best inhaling dookie breath ever.
It helps digest my food. Like,
yeah.
Shut the hell up.
No, it helps you stink tremendously.
Like a train. It's like train smoke.
Yeah. But that's the deceivableness. That this is my stress reliever. The pills, the drugs, the liquor.
That's that mocking.
Yeah.
That's that mocking spirit where it's like, yeah, you're relieving your stress through me.
Yeah.
But I'm going to literally cause you more pain.
Yeah, this is going to heal you.
Yeah, but hurt you. It's crazy how. Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Go ahead. Read on. Finish it.
Crazy.
And for this cause.
Uh-huh.
Yahweh shall send them strong delusion.
You are asking for the strong delusion. Go ahead.
That they should believe a lie.
And what is the lie? Liquor's going to save you.
Liquor's going to save you.
Beer's going to save you. The bottle's going to save you.
And the more I drink, the better I'll be.
Right. But now I'm going to bring it back to this mind because I want to talk about this real quick. You got to understand why you're not free. Why you still in bondage to those things. See? Because Yahweh Shai is not your covering. The Most High is not your covering. So you are going to continually be a slave to the flesh, to your own mind. That's why people go damn crazy. Because you're giving yourself to something that cannot fulfill and make you whole. The flesh can never make you whole. Doing things in the flesh can never make you at ease. No matter how many sex, how many drugs, how many pills, how many people you punch in the face, murder, death, kill, you're always gonna feel like, damn, there's something missing.
And you always gonna have regrets from all those things.
Yep.
I got a lot. It's sad. I got a lot of regrets, man. Just off the things that I've done in life.
Right. I mean, we all do.
A lot of regret, but they could have been avoided.
Amen.
Simply applying wisdom.
Amen. What?
And that's kind of how I came into the knowledge of the truth, like reading my word.
Yeah.
Because it's like when I had lots of money and was working jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, I would always go try to fill that void with like buying myself something to make me feel good.
Right.
Or go call up my friend, hey man, to go out on me or something.
It was fake happiness.
But it was like it was still emptiness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like the ones you see, like I always talk about where brothers and sisters leave the truth. They be on the fake Instagram and fake Snapchat. Look at me! Look at me!
I'm living it up now.
I'm living it up, and you look at them and you know damn well your spirit is being convicted.
You look into their soul through the picture.
Yeah, you're like, no, you're not living it up. You know, but they trying to kick off that. They through the lust of the flesh, they're trying to kick off.
I'm free now. I'm
free, but they made themselves slave back to bondage of the flesh. So you know, these are the things we have. Out of everything, you gotta understand in this class, there's only supposed to be one God over you, one power, one Creator, the Most High. Not no damn bottle or whatever drug or whatever. It's supposed to be the Most High, man.
Can I get one more? Two more. 1 Peter 4:3. Because this is the mind that we gotta. For those of us that are past the drunkenness and past being in this is where we always got to keep our minds. And for the ones that need to come out of it, you got to see really what it is that you're giving yourself to. Go to 1 Peter 4:3.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 3.
For
the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
Wait, whose will was it?
The will of the Gentiles.
See, in our times past, and we were all guilty, we all sufficed the will of the Gentiles.
Yeah.
Whether if you ate pork, whether, you know, whatever it was. Anything that went against the will of the Most High, you sufficed and you played into the will of the Gentiles. Yeah. But this is saying in the times past. Because now we got the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to know, okay, I messed up. Most High winked at that. Now I got to follow the straight path. Go ahead.
When we walk in lasciviousness.
When we walk in lasciviousness, read.
Lust.
Lust of all things. Didn't matter if you was damn lusting for clothes, lusting for fame and fortune. When you were lustful, come on.
Excess of wine.
The what?
Excess of wine.
Come on.
Revelings.
Right? Look that word revelings up real quick. I'm going to get the Strong's definition. Revelings, go ahead. Banquetings, partyings, right? Excessive partyings. Go ahead.
And abominable idolatries.
And abominable idolatries. Because what does the world say? The world says for every occasion, you got to have a party and you got to drink, get drunk, get crazy. You got the baby shower, you got to be liquor there. Everybody got to be faded. The wedding, everybody got to be faded. The funeral, everybody got to be faded. The birthday, everybody got to be faded, right? That's the world. That's the Gentiles. The Gentiles say you got to have a party and drinking and all this stuff for every occasion. But you don't need liquor for every occasion. You don't need banquetings and excess of liquor and wine. You get that revelings? Check this out. Because the will of the Gentiles was always to serve not the Most High, but to serve other gods. So I'm going to hit you with this little piece real quick, and then we're going to close it out.
Yeah.
Hit you with this little piece. Did you get that? We're in 1 Peter 4 verse 3. I'll get it. Check this out. 1 Peter 4 and verse 3. One sec. When you go into the My Sword, and you look up revelings, 1 Peter 4 and verse 3. When you go in here and you look up the word revelings, without going too deep, read that real quick. Well, you got it? Yeah, you got it. But read that, what is that, Thayer definition of revelings in 1 Peter 4 verse 3, G2970. Read that.
Number one, a revel, carousal, a nocturnal, riotous precision of half-drunken and frolicsome.
Yeah, they're frolicking about, they're drunk, they're merry. Go ahead.
Frolicsome fellows who after supper parade through the street with torches and music in honor of
Bacchus. Now check this out. I'm going to give you this definition real quick of Bacchus.
Yeah, and this is a little bit of what we was going over with birthdays.
Yeah.
This is a little taste of it to show you where the birthday parties come from. It comes from worshiping these other gods.
They come from, and you can read about Bacchus in the Maccabees, in First Maccabees. B-A-C-C-H-U-S. And you can actually read about Bacchus in 2 Maccabees 6 and verse 7. This was the god that when they were defiling the temple and when they were making us come to eat by constraint, pork and all that stuff, this was the god that they were making a sacrifice to. Check this out. I'm going to read about Bacchus. As Bacchus was the god of wine and in general of earthly festivities and jollity, and as his rites sanctioned the most frantic excess of revelry and tumultuous excitement, he would necessarily be an object of abhorrence of all who believed in the Most High. In the pagan system, Bacchus is the god of wine and is represented as the son of Jupiter. Now you got to remember, in Maccabees, they wanted to change the temple and worship Jupiter. You got to just read that Maccabees 2. Bacchus was generally figured as a young man of effeminate appearance, with a garland of ivy binding his long hair. In his hand bear a thysis, or rod weathered with ivy. So this tumultuous drinking and banqueting and rioting, you're literally giving yourself over to the god Bacchus, that is the god of wine, parties, and riots. And then when you go even deeper, not to give it away, when you go deeper, you'll see that that's where a lot of the birthday celebrations come from. But to keep it simple, he was the god of wine and partying. So when the times passed, when you said, you know what, I'm going to go to happy hour on Monday, I'm going to go to ladies' night on Thursday, on Wednesday I'm going to go to gentleman's night, then I'm going to hit the club on Saturday, and then Sunday I'm going to go out for brunch, you literally were saying, you know what, I'm going to celebrate Bacchus. I'm going to sacrifice to Bacchus. Okay? So, where you at? Read on.
Or Bacchus, or some other deity.
Or some other what?
Deity.
It wasn't the Most High, because the Most High, for one, is not the author of confusion, and he told us to do things in moderation. Read.
And sing and play before houses of male and female friends. Hence, used generally of feast and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night.
At night, right?
And indulge in revelry.
Right. So reveling was that I'm gonna drink you under the table. Let's go back and forth. Who can take the most shots? Beer stands, keg stands. Drink, shot. That's what that was about. They do it today. College parties. Come on, y'all been to college? Listen. My first keg stand was at a college party. I didn't know what the hell that was. Keg stand? You drinking beers upside down with the keg hooked to your mouth and they're pumping it down your throat. And you're doing a handstand. Yeah, bro, you're drinking beer upside down. The keg hose is in your mouth and they're pumping it in your mouth.
Getting white boy drunk.
Getting white boy, no, it's white boy wasted. Oh. White girl drunk and white boy wasted.
My bad.
No, let's go. One more scripture. So the reason why I pulled that was to show that we need to remember that we might have did that in the past. We don't want to be like this now. If we're going to drink, we got to remember that when we're drinking to what the Bible says the wine was for. Making us merry, making our heart glad. We're drinking in moderation, measured, and in season for our feast days. And we're not even on our feast days saying, well, it's the feast, brother. And you down in 40 ounces. You got 40 ounces packed up and you're going to kill them all. No, it's a feast day. Keep it holy. Keep it separate from all these riots and banqueting. Don't make the Most High's feast day into a drinking party. From there, one more scripture and then we're going to end it. I know these Sabbath classes be going. One more. Go to, Ariel, had you read this for me? Go to Luke 21 and verse 34. Warning. 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 Luke 21:34. Warning. So, in totality, this is what we got to always keep in the back of our minds when it comes to anything that we do. Is it wrong to have a party? No. Wrong to drink? Lie. Is it wrong to be with your rib? Lie. None of these things are wrong. But we always got to keep in the forefront of our mind this. Go ahead.
Luke chapter 21 and verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting. Surfeiting.
That overeating. That's what that's talking about. Go ahead.
And drunkenness.
Over drinking. Read.
And cares of this life.
And cares of, now, are we not supposed to care about our life? Of course we're supposed to care about our wives and our kids. But the point is not to be overindulged in those things. There's a reason why. Come on.
And so that they come upon you unaware.
Yeah, you don't want to be caught up in drinking and partying and your wife, your family, and you forget that, wait a minute. When Yahweh Shai comes, he's coming to figure out what I did for him. You don't want to be so caught up. Yeah, well, Yahweh Shai, I couldn't do the work, brother, because my rib, I was counseling. We had counsels every day. Or my family, or this, or I was always so drunk out my damn mind, I couldn't get out of bed to do flyers or to put a class together, or to even counsel my rib. Go ahead.
Verse 35. For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth.
That day of the Lord is going to come as a snare to those that are caught up in surfeiting, riot, drunking, parties. Just like in the days of Noah, that day was a snare to them. That was their death day. Why? Because they were eating, drinking, giving in marriage. They didn't care about that judgment that was coming. Read verse 36.
36. Watch ye therefore.
Wait, get drunk?
Watch ye therefore.
Drown your sorrows in the bottle?
Watch ye therefore.
Read.
And pray always.
Stumble all the way around the place.
And pray always.
Babble and mumble because you can't talk.
And pray always.
Read.
That ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass.
Right.
And to stand before the Son of Man.
Because that's the whole purpose, is that we want to be able to stand with Yahweh Shai and be blameless and be accountable. And we want to be able to stand before him and have works. That's the bottom line. You want to be able to stand before Yahweh Shai and say, I had works that I put forth in your name, and he's going to count those works worthy. And you can't do it if you're drunk. You can't do it if you're always inebriated. That's one of my favorite words, inebriated. You can't do it when you're inebriated. You can't do it when you're always hungover. You can't do it. You can't have the excuse, well, I can't maneuver. I can't do flyers. I can't work. I can't do this because my body is so beat down from all the drinking I did. That can't be the excuse. So for those that have the problem, you gotta get that in check. And for those that have the problem, don't go back to it. And for the young ones that drinking ain't your thing, don't let it be a thing. Con?
Don't let it be nothing else either.
Don't let it be nothing else. Yeah, don't let it be some other addiction. Except for the ministry. Any questions? Anything online? Wake up with the same problems. Yeah. I don't think there's anything online. Anything? There's a lot of comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen up, everybody out there. Reminder, Monday is the Day of Atonement. No food, no water. Get posters, post sticky notes. If it's your first time, stick them around your house. Put it on your refrigerator. We have a tendency, just through habit, to pick up things and put it in your mouth.
Start snacking.
Get a little sticky thing, put it on the fridge. No food today. No water.
Monday sundown. So
Monday sundown.
We'll be here to remind you.
Yeah.
Those that are, we'll be here to remind you because we'll be here.
We'll be in class.
In class.
We'll be going over the Day of Atonement Monday.
Yeah, I told them that too. Yep.
Yeah.
Monday we'll have a nice little fasting Day of Atonement class for everybody. So, yeah, make a note. It's another holy day of the Most High, so we got to keep that. No food, no water. It's a dry fast for 24 hours, man. That's easy. That's easy, man. Come on. I feel like
not for them that don't fast.
I feel like we just did it there with Tony though. I'm like, wait a minute. But you know what it was?
We fasted.
Yeah, we did different fasts. Yeah.
Nah, it's you think it's easy, but I remember this. Well, you got to put your mind in your first fast you ever did in the truth. Like, some people don't fast for nothing all their life.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a lot for them, you know, just to have no food, no water. Yeah.
And sometimes, like, even when you fast, like, if you fasted before, I always tell them for advice, say it in your heart, because you say it out loud, like, the enemy can hear you too. And it seems like that day I confessed to y'all when I came in, I was fasting.
Yeah.
I went to my work. My coworker who never offered anything.
Right.
And that day he offered me something. And you know, without even thinking about it, I take it and I eat it. I'm like, damn, I just broke my fast.
Just broke, yeah.
You know, because your enemy, they know, man.
Yeah, you gotta watch, man. You gotta watch. So Monday is the nation fast. You know, I'm sure brothers and sisters all through the other schools and camps, you know, whatever day is set aside, they're gonna be doing the Day of Atonement. So keep that in mind. It's coming up, so it won't catch you off guard. Other than that, let's salute everybody online. Say shalom.
Shalom.
We'll see y'all here in the morning. If you have questions, we will answer them tomorrow. We appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all love, respect, and positivity.
It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai.
Hebrew Israelites. Kwam Yasha.
It's all about the Most High. It's all about Yahweh Shai. It's all about the Most High.
Jesus is real, but you devils taught lies on Christ. So many lies that when we come with the truth, people think that the lies is the truth and that the truth is the lie.
Who changed the truth for God into a lie? In English, Jesus Christ. In Hebrew, it's Yahweh Shai. So do or die. The immaculate conception is deception, along with the myth of giving gifts on December 25th. Christmas is Satan's clause, the birth of Nimrod, and not the Son of God. To you was kind of odd. On the Passover, Christ was born in the spring. So now we bring the truth about the King of Kings. That's Black Jesus and not Caesar Borgias. And the facts can't